Chapter 838. All of them, Huang Sheng and the others, were dumbfounded. They never thought that Yang Hongwu would actually know the heaven-climbing vine. Moreover, their relationship seemed to be quite good. This made them feel very frustrated. However, they still had a chance to live. This was because this was the sky-piercing demon bridge, an incomparably powerful treasure. One could imagine how precious such a top-grade emperor artifact was to a martial artist. "Senior, are you here for the heaven-piercing devil bridge?" Yang Hongwu looked at Teng Tianjiao. If she wanted to snatch the heaven-piercing devil bridge, he wouldn't be able to stop her. He could only hope that she would let him go on account of the fact that he had saved her. "That's right." Teng Tianjiao nodded. "My main mission is to obtain the heaven-piercing devil bridge. It's the weapon of the heaven-piercing devil emperor. If it falls into the hands of the experts from the devil region, the consequences would be unimaginable. The heaven region doesn't want another heaven-piercing devil emperor to appear in the devil region. The heaven-piercing devil bridge is in my hands." Yang Hongwu said, "We'll talk about this later. Can you help me kill them?" Yang Hongwu pointed at Huang Sheng and the rest. These fellows would be a disaster if they were left alive. If possible, Yang Hongwu didn't want to let them go. Even if he couldn't obtain the heaven-piercing devil bridge, he couldn't let them live. "All right, 10 breaths." Teng Tianjiao nodded. Although these people were strong and there were 4 Emperor Realm experts, they couldn't withstand a single blow from her. Huang Sheng and the rest turned green when they heard this. This was too much. She wanted to attack them directly. This was the heaven-climbing vine. She wanted to kill them in 10 breaths. How arrogant. "So what if you're the heaven-climbing vine? You want to kill us in 10 breaths? Aren't you afraid of biting your tongue?" Huang Sheng's right hand burned with the Godfall heavenly fire. It was filled with a terrifying, destructive power. Godfall heavenly fire? What a hateful aura. Teng Tianjiao frowned. He raised his right hand and a green vine shot towards Huang Sheng. Not only that, vines burst out from the ground. Each vine was like a terrifying, venomous snake. Each vine was extremely sharp, like a sharp spear. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The ground exploded as the vines launched a surprise attack. My hand." Miserable screams rang out as Teng Tianjiao killed several people. As for those who were pierced by the vines, their flesh, blood, and souls were devoured. All that was left of them were dried corpses. Damn it! The flame in Huang Sheng's hand flew out and landed on the rattan. Instantly, the rattan began to burn. Heaven-piercing devil fire, heavenly fire, Teng Tianjiao, heavenly fire, heavenly fire, heavenly fire. The terrifying vines sizzled above the Godfall heavenly fire, burning the vine in an instant. Teng Tianjiao's face darkened. "Teng Tianjiao." A gust of strong wind blew out, turning into sharp wind blades that rushed toward Huang Sheng. Huge vines appeared from the ground and lashed at Huang Sheng like snakes. A saber appeared in Huang Sheng's hand. The long saber danced and chopped at the rattan. Ding, ding, dang, dang, dang. The sound was endless. The long saber and the rattan collided, and sparks flew everywhere. Huang Sheng unleashed a powerful aura. He was the strongest among everyone present. Although he was only a level 4 Great Emperor Realm expert, his battle strength was enough to fight against a level 5 or level 6 Great Emperor Realm expert. In addition to the Godfall heavenly fire, ordinary late Great Emperor Realm martial artists might not be able to defeat him. Unfortunately, he met Teng Tianjiao and Yang Hongwu. Yin Yang's soul lock spell. Yang Hongwu's eyes shot out a ball of light. This ball of light formed a curse. This curse instantly activated and attacked Huang Sheng's soul. Huang Sheng's body froze. His soul was severely injured. He had been focused on dealing with Teng Tianjiao. He did not expect Yang Hongwu to launch a sneak attack at this moment. Moreover, it was a direct attack on his soul. He was caught off guard, and the sneak attack was successful. His soul was severely injured. Teng Tianjiao's attack also revealed a flaw. Teng Tianjiao's rattan stabbed into Huang Sheng's body. "I can't accept this." Huang Sheng could feel his life force constantly draining away. Even his soul was beginning to collapse. His eyes stared fixedly at Yang Hongwu, filled with hatred. I curse you. I curse you to die a horrible death. Huang Sheng's body twitched as he cursed. Yang Hongwu did not care. In a few breaths, Huang Sheng was completely dead. His body had turned into nutrients for Tang Tianjiao. The instant his body disappeared, a ball of fire soared into the sky and was about to break through the sky and leave. Yang Hongwu would not let go of such an opportunity. That was the Godfall heavenly fire. He gathered his spiritual energy and formed a huge hand that grabbed at the void. Instantly, the Godfall heavenly fire was trapped in the middle. Sizzle. The trapped Godfall heavenly fire burned continuously. Yang Hongwu's face changed. The huge hand formed by his spiritual energy was burned to ashes. Trap. At this moment, a voice was heard. A ball of green light shot into the air, trapping the ball of flame within. Tang Tianjiao stretched out his hand, and the ball of light landed in his hand. Catch! Tang Tianjiao waved his hand, and the ball of fire flew towards Yang Hongwu. This Godfall heavenly fire is not bad. It's just a ball of fire. It's useless to me. I hope you can use it. Yang Hongwu was stunned. He thought that he would not have the chance to get the Godfall heavenly fire if Tang Tianjiao took action. He did not expect Tang Tianjiao to give him the Godfall heavenly fire. However, after thinking about it, Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. She had just killed Huang Sheng and the others. Now, she was giving him the Godfall heavenly fire. This was probably to repay him for letting her go. Moreover, she had given him a branch back then. Now that he had the Godfall heavenly fire, he had already repaid the favor. In fact, he might even owe her a favor. In this case, she did not need to think too much about asking him for the heavenly demon bridge. Did he have a reason to reject her? Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. It seemed that he could not keep the heavenly demon bridge. Give it to her. Yang Hongwu took a deep breath. In the end, what was not his was not his. However, this time, he had gained enough benefits. Moreover, he had not only obtained the Godfall heavenly fire, but also the mountain river map, some treasures, and some cultivation techniques. Thank you, Senior, Yang Hongwu said. Chapter 839. The Longevity Source, Sister Tianjiao. Yang Hongwu nodded. Yang Hongwu was surprised that Tang Tianjiao was trying to rope him in. With her strength, there was no need for her to do this if she wanted to obtain the heaven-piercing demon bridge. You have the heaven-piercing demon bridge? Yes. Yang Hongwu nodded. The heaven-piercing demon bridge is very important to me. However, if you need it, I can give it to you. No need. Although the heaven-piercing demon bridge is good, it's not essential to me. Tang Tianjiao shook his head. However, I need something else. That's all you have. Tang Tianjiao didn't need the heaven-piercing demon bridge. What was it that made Tang Tianjiao give up on the heaven-piercing demon bridge? Yang Hongwu was shocked. One had to know that the heaven-piercing demon bridge was a top-grade emperor weapon. Even if it was a demon weapon, if it could be completely refined, the power it could unleash would be terrifying. The longevity source, Tang Tianjiao said. A cold glint flashed across Yang Hongwu's eyes. The longevity source. That was the source of the longevity ancient tree. He didn't expect Tang Tianjiao to want that. In other words, what Tang Tianjiao wanted was Nini's source. This was something Yang Hongwu couldn't accept. To Yang Hongwu, although the heaven-piercing demon bridge was good, it couldn't be compared to Nini. One had to know that Nini was like Yang Hongwu's biological sister. He would never hand her over. Once Nini's origin was extracted, it would mean that Nini would be dead. Sister Tianjiao, I don't know what you're talking about. What longevity source? I've never heard of it. Yang Hongwu shook his head. If Sister Tianjiao wants the heaven-piercing demon bridge, I can give it to you. Tang Tianjiao smiled. He wasn't angry. Instead, he said, don't be in a hurry to reject me. I don't want the whole longevity source. I just want a branch. Brother, promise her. Just as Yang Hongwu was about to refuse, Nini's voice rang out in his mind. Back then, I swallowed one of her branches, which allowed me to grow so quickly and recover my memories. Now, I should return her one of her branches. Yang Hongwu looked at Tang Tianjiao and said, all right, I agree, but it's just a branch. For me, one branch is enough. but it must have original strength, said Tung Tianjiao. All right. With a thought, Yang Hongwu took out an emerald green branch from his divine palace. This branch was a branch of the longevity ancient tree that contained a trace of Nini's origin source. Yang Hongwu noticed that after Nini gave him the branch, her face turned pale and her aura weakened a lot. This caused Yang Hongwu's heart to ache. He knew that Nini taking out this branch and giving away her source was extremely harmful to her. Most likely, she would need a long time to recover from it. Thank you, Brother Hongwu. Tung Tianjiao received the branch with a hint of surprise in his eyes. To her, this branch was enough to allow her strength to take another step forward. Her original form was a heaven-climbing vine, one of the strongest plants. However, it was still lacking compared to the longevity ancient tree. Now that she had obtained a trace of the longevity ancient tree's original strength, she would be able to comprehend the life energy and the origin source laws. Once she comprehended the origin source, her strength would increase by leaps and bounds. She would break through to the invincible Great Emperor realm. Thank her for me too. No need to thank me. I owe you. Nini's voice rang out in Tung Tianjiao's ears. Back then, it was your branch that helped me regain my consciousness. If it wasn't for your branch, I don't know when I would have truly woken up. No matter what, I still owe you a favor. Tung Tianjiao kept the branch and smiled. As for that branch, it's mine to give to Brother Hongwu. It has nothing to do with you. Then, Tung Tianjiao took out something. This thing caused Yang Hongwu's eyes to widen. Even Nini was shocked. Spiritual soil. This is 7-colored spiritual soil. The 7-colored spiritual soil was very precious. It was something that could only be found by chance. It was especially effective for plants. For Nini, if she had the 7-colored spiritual soil, her cultivation and evolution speed would increase by several times. Moreover, with this 7-colored spiritual soil, Yang Hongwu's immortality peach tree would also evolve. With this, the immortality peach tree would be able to bloom and bear fruit in a few years. It would save a lot of time. Once he had the peach of immortality, it would be something good. Not only could it increase one's cultivation, but it could also increase one's lifespan. After taking a deep breath, Yang Hongwu said, Sister Tianjiao, this is too precious. We can't accept it. Yang Hongwu knew that Tung Tianjiao's body was also a plant. He was a heaven-climbing vine. This 7-colored spiritual soil would be of great help to Tung Tianjiao's body. Tung Tianjiao smiled and said, Brother, don't worry. Although this 7-colored spiritual soil is precious, it won't be of much help to me now. It's far inferior to the longevity source that my sister gave me. So, this 7-colored spiritual soil is my compensation to her. Thank you, Sister Tianjiao. Yang Hongwu took the 7-colored spiritual soil and sent it into his spiritual abode. After Nini obtained the 7-colored spiritual soil, her breathing speed increased greatly. Yang Hongwu was pleasantly surprised. At this time, Yang Hongwu also moved the immortality peach tree into his spiritual abode. The immortality peach tree sensed the presence of the 7-colored spiritual soil and became very happy. Its leaves stretched out one by one. Brother, with this 7-colored spiritual soil, another inner world will soon be opened in the spiritual abode, Nini said. Yang Hongwu had opened more than one dantian. Each dantian could open a spiritual abode. Of course, he could also open an inner world in his spiritual abode. However, it was very difficult to open an inner world. Moreover, Yang Hongwu had already opened an inner world, which was the Little Devil Realm. Currently, the Little Devil Realm and the Sorcerer Realm had not merged yet. If he opened another inner world, it would be even more difficult for Yang Hongwu to improve his strength. However, the advantage was that the more inner worlds he opened, the more powerful they would be. Once he made a breakthrough, his strength would be even more powerful. With Yang Hongwu's current strength, he was absolutely invincible in the half-step Saint Realm. If he opened another inner world, Yang Hongwu's strength would have a real qualitative change. In fact, Yang Hongwu's inner world, the Little Devil Realm, was not opened by his own strength. Instead, he had borrowed the power of the demonic bead. That was because of the demonic bead's power. Chapter 840. Pressing. All right, I got what I wanted. I have to go. Tung Tianjiao said. This is my token. When you reach the heaven region, you can find me. She took out something and gave it to Yang Hongwu. It was a green leaf with Tung Tianjiao's aura on it. Thank you, Yang Hongwu said. You have to be careful. Your body is special. You can't expose it in the heaven region. Also, before you have absolute strength, you can't expose the heaven bridge. Tung Tianjiao said. Okay, I know. Yang Hongwu nodded. Goodbye, little sister. Tung Tianjiao turned into a beam of green light, opened the tunnel, and left. Seeing Tung Tianjiao leave, Yang Hongwu breathed a sigh of relief. This time, he had really made a huge profit. He had obtained huge benefits. Yang Hongwu, when a formation was opened and the heaven climbing vine descended, the Queen of the Abyss and Ziruyu were scared out of their wits. They had originally thought that Yang Hongwu was dead for sure, and they were also dead for sure. But unexpectedly, Yang Hongwu didn't suffer any mishap. This made them feel as if they had been reborn from death. Okay, Yang Hongwu smiled at them. Seeing that only Yang Hongwu came out, the Queen of the Abyss asked in surprise, You got it? Yes. Yang Hongwu smiled. Congratulations. Ziruyu said. Yang Hongwu's strength would increase by leaps and bounds after obtaining the Heaven Bridge. Breaking through to the Saint Realm wouldn't be a problem. Where are the others? The Queen of the Abyss asked again. I killed them. Yang Hongwu took out something and threw it to the Queen of the Abyss and Ziruyu. It was a weapon. Although it wasn't an emperor weapon, it could be called a fake one. He gave the Queen of the Abyss a whip and Ziruyu a sword. Both of them were fake emperor weapons and were extremely powerful. With these two items, their strength would increase by a lot. Thank you. The Queen of the Abyss and Ziruyu did not expect that Yang Hongwu would give them something so precious. The Queen of the Abyss naturally knew how precious the pseudo-arch weapons were in the 5 extreme spaces. Ziruyu also knew. Therefore, when they saw Yang Hongwu taking out the 2 fake Empyrean weapons without any hesitation, they were very moved. There's no need to thank me. I obtained this item after killing them. When you all use this Emperor weapon, you must be careful. Don't let those guys discover it. Otherwise, it will be troublesome. Yang Hongwu waved his hand. Although they had not completely surrendered to him, Yang Hongwu knew that they would never betray him until their strength was not enough to break the shackles of the contract. This was because their lives were in his hands. My strength is still a little weak now. Their contract will be dispensable once my strength increases and I reach the Great Sage Realm. It won't be necessary anymore. After familiarizing themselves with their respective weapons, the 2 women put away their weapons and looked at Yang Hongwu. Where are we going now? Pagoda, Yang Hongwu said. Go to the pagoda now. The Queen of the Abyss was stunned. Have you already refined the Heavenly Demon Bridge? If Yang Hongwu had really refined the Heavenly Demon Bridge, his strength would definitely increase tremendously. If he went to the pagoda now, his chances of success will be much higher. No. Yang Hongwu shook his head. Refining the Heavenly Demon Bridge was not something that could be done overnight. Now, the Taishang demon was refining the Heavenly Demon Bridge. After so long, it had just begun. To truly refine and erase the consciousness of the ancient demon dragon was not an easy task. Of course, if he waited for his dragon soul to fully recover, it would be much easier. Because the dragon soul had consumed a large amount of dragon soul power to set up the formation, it would not be easy to recover. It would take at least a few days. Not yet. Isn't this too hasty? The Queen of the Abyss said. Why don't we wait until you have completely refined the Heavenly Demon Bridge before we take action? Yang Hongwu shook his head. We don't have that much time. I feel that Zetian's strength is getting stronger and stronger. If this continues, I might not be able to suppress him. Ever since the Taishang demon appeared, he had a special premonition about Zetian. He could feel that Zetian was getting stronger and stronger. Now, Zetian's cultivation had reached level 6 of the Great Emperor Realm. Previously, he was only at level 2 of the Great Emperor Realm. Such a cultivation speed was terrifying. Therefore, there was less and less time left for Yang Hongwu. If Zetian's strength had broken through to the Great Emperor realm before the opening of the 5 extreme spaces, he might have broken through the passageway of the 5 extreme spaces and entered the ancient region to release the true body of the demon. That would be terrifying. At that time, the entire ancient realm and the 5 extremities space would be shattered and destroyed. Yang Hongwu couldn't be more clear about how terrifying that devil was. The soul-controlling tablet was probably an existence that surpassed the supreme-grade Emperor weapon. It had paid a huge price to seal the demon inside. However, he did not expect that a trace of his soul would still be able to escape. Zetian is indeed very strong, Zi Ryu murmured. He doesn't have any weaknesses. Even if it's just a clone, it has already reached the Great Emperor realm. Therefore, I need to obtain the treasures in the pagoda. Only then can I increase my strength and fight against Zetian, Yang Hongwu said. In fact, there was another reason for going to pagoda. Yang Hongwu guessed that the pagoda was actually the world source of the 5 extreme spaces. However, it was not easy to obtain the world source of the pagoda. All right, seeing that there was no way to persuade Yang Hongwu, the two of them could only follow him. After all, Yang Hongwu wasn't a reckless person. He was indeed very strong. Moreover, there were many people who had entered the Sky Break Mountain range to snatch the heaven-piercing Devil Bridge. Moreover, each and every one of them was extremely strong. There were 5 great emperors. However, these people didn't come out after entering the Sky Break Mountain range. Only Yang Hongwu survived. It was obvious that Yang Hongwu's strength was not as simple as what the two of them had seen. As for what trump card he was hiding, the Queen of the Abyss could not see through it. Someone is coming. Let's leave now. Under Mao Er's reminder, Yang Hongwu discovered that many experts were rushing over. Those people must have received news of Huang Sheng and the others' deaths. They must have rushed over to investigate the cause of their deaths. In addition, they probably wanted to snatch the Heavenly Demon Bridge. That was why they were so fast. Let's go. The 3 of them turned into 3 rays of light and flew away. Chapter 841. Kill them. The Queen of the Abyss suddenly emitted killing intent. She lowered her voice and whispered in Yang Hongwu's ear, "These people, kill them. No, that will expose us." Yang Hongwu refused. Yang Hongwu didn't know why the Queen of the Abyss would emit such a terrifying killing intent when she saw these people. If it wasn't for Yang Hongwu concealing their auras, they would have been exposed. That would have been very unfavorable for them. They once killed my clansmen. The Queen of the Abyss was extremely gloomy. It was obvious that the Queen of the Abyss's hatred for them wasn't just a little bit. Be patient, now isn't the time. Yang Hongwu said, once we kill them, we will be exposed. At that time, we will face endless pursuit. That way, I won't have enough time to cultivate, let alone deal with the Zetian. You just have to let me go. The Queen of the Abyss said, this is an opportunity. If they return to the 5 extremities holy lands, I won't have a chance. Listen to me, you are now one of my people. I will avenge you, but that's on the premise that I become stronger. How about this? You can leave after I pass the pagoda. Yang Hongwu hesitated for a moment before saying, after all, the Queen of the Abyss was here for revenge, and it was a blood feud. The Queen of the Abyss gritted her teeth and looked at those people. Her eyes flashed with intense hatred. In the end, she sighed and said, I'm sorry, I was too impulsive. I will wait until you obtain the pagoda's inheritance and become strong enough to avenge them. There are many experts in the 5 extremities holy lands, and there are even late-stage heavenly emperors. Without enough strength, it's impossible to avenge them. It's good that you can think it through. Yang Hongwu was relieved when he heard her words. The hatred of destroying her clan was definitely a blood feud. At the end of the day, the Queen of the Abyss was also a human. Therefore, he could understand how the Queen of the Abyss felt at this moment. All right, let's get out of here. Through Mao Er's delusion breaker eye, Yang Hongwu discovered that there were still many experts rushing over from afar. If he didn't leave now, it would be even more difficult later. All right, the Queen of the Abyss nodded. The 3 of them used the aura-concealing talisman and secretly left Heavenly Broken Mountain. The destination of this trip was naturally the Spirit Pagoda. The Spirit Pagoda was located in the center of the entire 5 extreme space. It was on top of a towering mountain. That mountain was called Spirit Mountain. Of course, this was not the Spirit Mountain that the Buddhists spoke of. Because the Spirit Pagoda was at the peak of this mountain was called Spirit Mountain. On the Spirit Mountain, there was a special law suppression. Once one entered the Spirit Mountain, they would lose their dharmic powers. Therefore, after entering the spiritual mountain, one could not casually fight. Anyone who entered Spirit Mountain and violated the rules would suffer a terrible punishment. After walking for 2 days, the 3 of them finally arrived at the foot of Spirit Mountain. Looking at the towering Spirit Mountain, Yang Hongwu could not help but be shocked. It was not because the Spirit Mountain was tall enough, but because of the mysterious laws contained within the Spirit Mountain. If he could comprehend the mysteries within, his strength would probably more than double. However, there was not enough time for Yang Hongwu to comprehend these mysteries. He could only enter Spirit Mountain as soon as possible and challenge the Spirit Pagoda. At the foot of Spirit Mountain, there are many people here every day. These people came here to challenge the Spirit Pagoda. Although it was very dangerous to challenge the Spirit Pagoda, the rewards were also great. If one was lucky, one might obtain Emperor weapons, Emperor techniques, Emperor pills, and so on. Of course, danger was also relative. If one was unlucky, one might die inside and not be able to come out. Even so, many cultivators who wanted to soar into the sky continuously entered the Spirit Pagoda to obtain the opportunities they wanted. Come, let's go down. The Queen of the Abyss and Zi Ruyu nodded their heads. Seeing the arrival of Yang Hongwu and the others, some people were surprised, especially when they saw that Yang Hongwu was only a half-step sage realm. Is this kid here to die? Half-step sage realm, TSK. He really doesn't know his place. However, he has good luck with women. Those 2 women have graceful figures. One look, and I can tell that they are great beauties. Fortunately, this is Spirit Mountain. If he left Spirit Mountain, his women would be snatched away. Shut up, you guys. Do you want to die? Why don't you take a look at the strength of those 2 women? Another person snorted. Great Emperor Realm. One of them opened his mouth wide in disbelief. He did not expect one of the 2 women to be a great Emperor Realm expert. Although the other one was weaker, his strength was not to be underestimated. He had reached the Great Saint Realm. So, it's a gigolo. A young 4th-step Great Emperor Realm expert said faintly. He did not put Yang Hongwu and the others in his eyes. Their words naturally fell into the ears of Yang Hongwu and the others. The Queen of the Abyss snorted coldly. Those weaker martial artists instantly felt as if they were struck by lightning, and they did not dare to say anything. If you guys dare to talk nonsense again, I will kill you. The Queen of the Abyss's eyes flashed with cold light, and her killing intent erupted. Previously, she had encountered a great enemy in Broken Sky Mountain, but she was unable to kill him. She had yet to release the anger in her heart, and these few guys happened to offend her. What are you afraid of? This is Spirit Mountain. She won't dare to do anything unless she doesn't use her spiritual power and mental strength. A martial artist laughed, not afraid at all. In Spirit Mountain, if one used spiritual power and mental strength to attack, they would be punished by heaven. That was heaven's punishment, and it was not a joke. No one present dared to try it. Courting death. When Yang Hongwu heard this, his heart was filled with anger. He grabbed the man with his big hand and pulled him in front of him. Do you dare to say another word? I will kill you. Kill me? Haha, do if you have the guts. Do you dare to face heaven's punishment? If I die, all of you will die. The man was extremely arrogant. He was not afraid, even when his neck was grabbed. Since you are courting death, I will fulfill your wish. A terrifying killing intent flashed in Yang Hongwu's eyes. So what if it was heaven's punishment? It was not like he had not encountered it before. Killing a person and facing heaven's punishment was not a bad thing for Yang Hongwu. It was a good opportunity for him to use the power of heaven's punishment to raise his cultivation to another level. Such an opportunity was hard to come by. Die. Yang Hongwu tightened his grip, and a crack was heard. The man's neck was broken. Crack. The man could not believe that Yang Hongwu really dared to break his neck. Was he not afraid of heaven's punishment? Madman, he is a madman. He really killed someone. Chapter 842. Resisting Heaven's Punishment. You, even the Queen of the Abyss and Ziruyu, who were beside Yang Hongwu, could not believe their eyes. Yang Hongwu had really killed someone. The Queen of the Abyss was very touched. However, she was also very anxious and shouted, "Master, leave this place quickly. Leave Spiritual Mountain. I know you have the void travel technique. As long as you leave Spiritual Mountain, you won't be restricted by the laws, and you won't be attacked by heaven's punishment." Yang Hongwu smiled faintly and did not take it to heart. "Don't worry, all of you retreat first. Heaven's punishment. I need the power of heaven's punishment." The other warriors retreated one after another. They did not want to be drawn into heaven's punishment. That would be troublesome. The power of heaven's punishment was terrifying. Even a late great Emperor Realm expert could not withstand it. There was once a late great Emperor Realm super expert who killed someone because he did not like him. Heaven's punishment came down directly. It was just a lightning tribulation, and that great emperor was turned into ashes, leaving nothing behind. It was as if he had never been there. Since then, no one had dared to make a move in Spirit Mountain. Now, there was an audacious lunatic who dared to kill someone here. He must be tired of living. Or maybe he was angry for a woman. But that was the behavior of a lunatic. Boom! A loud sound was heard. A huge eye appeared in the sky above Spiritual Mountain. It was the eye of heaven's punishment. It's here. It's terrifying. That's the aura of heaven's punishment. It's the aura of destruction. No one can withstand it. An expert said, "That kid is dead. That's the eye of heaven's punishment. The real heaven's punishment. Even a great Emperor Realm expert would die under it." Back off a little further. An expert said, "Don't enter the range of heaven's punishment. Otherwise, you'll be targeted." Everyone kept retreating. The Queen of the Abyss and Ziruyu did not continue to retreat. They looked at Yang Hongwu with worry in their eyes. Their lives were linked to Yang Hongwu's. If Yang Hongwu died, they would die without a doubt. However, the Queen of the Abyss was willing to die. If Yang Hongwu was killed by heaven's punishment, she was willing to die. But more than that, she was confident. During the pill tribulation, it was heaven's punishment. The power was heaven's punishment. Was it not Hanwu? He was it as heaven's punishment. He was as it was, is it strength? Is it God? Is it God? Is it as God? Is God? Is it? Is transin? Is it? Is it? Is as didn't? Is refining? Is it? Is not transin, not is it cultivation? Cultivation transin, is it was it? Is it not is it? Yang Hongwu didn't have much time. He wanted to improve his cultivation as fast as possible so that he could have a chance to compete with Ztion. Borrowing the power of heavenly tribulation and heavenly punishment to cultivate one's body and body refining techniques was probably a shortcut to quickly improve one's body refining techniques. Of course, most people wouldn't use such an extreme method. Moreover, no one had ever succeeded. Yang Hongwu was the first and probably the last. No one would be so crazy. No one dared to risk their life to cultivate. Only a madman or a fool would dare to use such a method to cultivate. Looking at the eye of heaven's punishment that was being nurtured, Yang Hongwu's lips curved into a faint smile. Heaven's punishment? I hope it won't disappoint me. At this moment, Yang Hongwu's physical strength was pushed to the extreme. The immortal dragon body was activated. What is that kid trying to do? Is he waiting for death? Yeah. Is he waiting for death? He didn't even put up any defense. Everyone present was shocked beyond words. Looking at Yang Hongwu, everyone held their breaths. Heaven's punishment is coming. The power of the huge eye of heavenly punishment seemed to have been nurtured to the extreme. The electric light kept flashing and jumping, like electric snakes that were swimming around. Boom! With a loud sound, a purple lightning bolt the size of a wash basin struck towards Yang Hongwu. Its power was shocking. It was like an electric dragon. This lightning bolt was extremely terrifying. It contained an unparalleled destructive power. Even the people in the distance could feel the frightening, destructive power. If they were to be struck by this lightning, they would definitely be dead. Among the people present, the strongest one was a level 3 Great Emperor Rel martial artist. He was a genius of the Heaven Fusion sect. He knew that if this bolt of lightning hit him, he would die without a doubt. One had to know that magic power was limited in the Spirit Mountain. Without magic power, one could only rely on one's physical body to resist the terrifying power of heaven's punishment. No one would be able to resist it. Even those experts who cultivated their physical bodies couldn't do it. ZZ. The lightning bolt struck Yang Hongwu's body. With a ZZ sound, electric arcs flashed around his body. His entire body was shrouded in purple energy. This purple energy was the power of thunder and lightning. It also contained a terrifying destructive power. The destructive power entered Yang Hongwu's body and wildly destroyed Yang Hongwu's physical body. Yang Hongwu activated the immortal dragon body. The power of his physical body was pushed to the extreme. The power of the 9 dragons' sacred body also began to erupt. Although he didn't activate the 9 dragons' sacred body, the power of the sacred body was still crazily devouring the power of thunder and lightning. Look, that kid's physical body is terrifying. It's actually devouring the power of heaven's punishment. A martial artist said, "His aura has become stronger. What kind of monster is this? His physical body is so terrifying. He can actually resist the power of heaven's punishment." Yang Hongwu withstood the power of heaven's punishment. Everyone present was shocked to the extreme. The power of heaven's punishment was extremely terrifying. It was equivalent to the full power of a great Emperor Realm expert. The full power of a great Emperor Realm expert was a thunder and lightning attack. It contained a terrifying, destructive power. Moreover, the person who blocked it didn't have magic power. He didn't use any treasure to block it. He didn't die. This person's physical body was too terrifying. Perhaps only an invincible great emperor could have such a terrifying physical body. All the experts were shocked. "Refine, refine for me," Yang Hongwu roared. He crazily devoured the power of heaven's punishment. The power of heaven's punishment was enormous. The power of heaven's punishment was constantly damaging his physical body. However, the power of the immortal dragon body was constantly repairing his body. Another huge part of the power of heaven's punishment was devoured and turned into pure energy. The 9 transformation yin-yang harmony art was the power of the 9 transformation yin-yang harmony art. It was constantly devouring the power of thunder and lightning to increase his cultivation. Bang! Chapter 843. Revenge, oh my god, where did he come from? He actually made a breakthrough. Isn't this guy too abnormal? He actually made a breakthrough after the heaven's punishment. This is unbelievable. Terrifying, this is terrifying. Could it be that he has the legendary sacred body of lightning? I'm afraid so. Only the sacred body of lightning can survive the heaven's punishment and even absorb the power of the heaven's punishment to make a breakthrough in his cultivation. Not only that, this guy must have cultivated a lightning-attributed body refining technique. No wonder this guy dared to resist the heaven's punishment. Then wouldn't this kid be invincible in Spirit Mountain? He can kill people as he pleases? Hearing this, everyone's face turned gloomy. No matter what cultivation they had, they would not be a match for this guy in Spiritual Mountain. He could kill people, but others could not. Who would dare to go against him? This guy is too terrifying. Li Shanqiu's eyes flashed coldly. He was a genius of the Heaven Fusion sect and a top genius in the 5 extremities space. In his eyes, no one could surpass him in the 5 extremities space. Now that there was such a terrifying genius with such heaven-defying talent, if he did not kill him, he would be a huge threat to Lin Fan. If he could not kill him in Spiritual Mountain, what about outside of Spiritual Mountain? At this moment, Li Shanqiu's killing intent rose as he looked at Yang Hongwu. As long as he left Spiritual Mountain, he would kill him. Of course, Yang Hongwu didn't know at this time that he had been targeted and that someone wanted to put him to death. He was enjoying the thrill of the breakthrough. Sage first step. He was only 4 stages away from the true sage realm. If there were a few more heaven's punishment, his cultivation should be able to take another step forward. He wondered how many more heaven's punishment were there. After Yang Hongwu had refined all the power of the heaven's punishment, he was a little depressed. Why hadn't the next heaven's punishment appeared? When he opened his eyes, he was depressed to find that the eye of heaven's punishment in the sky had disappeared. Damn it! Where's the heaven's punishment? Why did it disappear? Isn't this heaven's punishment too ridiculous? Yang Hongwu thought to himself. That's great. I knew that master would be fine. Ziryu exclaimed happily. The Queen of the Abyss was overjoyed. Not only did Yang Hongwu not die under the heavenly punishment, but his cultivation had also increased. Looking at his appearance, it seemed that he still wanted to try the heavenly punishment again. Master, AI, why is there only one heavenly punishment? Yang Hongwu sighed. Hearing this, the other people present all darkened. Why is there only one heavenly punishment? What is the meaning of this? Could it be that he wanted a few more? Those people couldn't even withstand a single strike of the heavenly punishment. Yet, not only was he completely fine, he even managed to make a breakthrough in his cultivation. What monster? If looks could kill, Yang Hongwu would have been killed countless times by now. Yang Hongwu felt the gazes from all around him. Only then did he come back to his senses. He didn't care about the looks of jealousy, envy, and fear. What a pity. If there are a few more heavenly punishment, my strength should be able to improve further. Yang Hongwu sighed. A few more heavenly punishment is not impossible. The Queen of the Abyss said. You mean? Yang Hongwu's eyes lit up. Yes, kill. Good idea. Ziryu's eyes also lit up. When the others heard this, they had a different expression. Kill. Madman, this is a madman. Hearing this, everyone stepped back and looked at Yang Hongwu with vigilance. This madman won't really want to kill again, right? Oh my god. At this time, everyone didn't dare to get close to Yang Hongwu. They looked at the 3 of them and walked away. Is there an enemy of yours here? Yang Hongwu looked around. Everyone's expression changed when he saw them. Yes. The Queen of the Abyss nodded. She looked around and pointed at Li Shanxiu, the genius of the heaven-merging sect. Li Shanxiu looked at her, and a cold light flashed in his eyes. He didn't expect that she would point at him. Li Shanxiu was the most powerful genius of the heaven-merging sect. He was a young sect master of the heaven-merging sect. This woman actually pointed at him. Despicable, too despicable. She deserved to die. This woman must die too. Bitch, do you know what you're saying? Do you know who I am? Li Shanxiu looked at Yang Hongwu and the Queen of the Abyss coldly and said. His eyes were like sharp swords that emitted terrifying cold light. There was no doubt about his strength. Although there was no way to use magic power or spiritual power here, his aura wasn't sealed. The aura released by a 3rd-level Great Emperor Realm expert was very terrifying. If someone was weak, they wouldn't be able to fight back at all. Kill him. The Queen of the Abyss didn't answer. Instead, she turned to Yang Hongwu and said, Master, help me kill this person. He's a disciple of the heaven-merging sect. The heaven-merging sect was the mastermind behind the attack on my people. Okay, since the Queen of the Abyss said so, Yang Hongwu didn't care anymore. This was Spiritual Mountain. If they were outside, it might take some time to deal with this guy. If the other party had a powerful weapon or treasure, it might not be possible to kill him. However, he had a treasure and an emperor weapon here. Although it was powerful, he couldn't use his spiritual power to defend himself. He could only use it as a shield. Moreover, he didn't have such a defensive treasure on him. You want to kill me? You're courting death, Li Shanxiu said to the 2 beside him when he saw Yang Hongwu walking over. Block him for me. Yes, young master. The 2 beside him weren't weak either. They were both great emperors. However, although they were strong, their spiritual power and spiritual power were sealed. They weren't as fast as before. Compared to Yang Hongwu, they were too weak. With Yang Hongwu's physical strength, it would be easy for him to kill the 2 of them. However, Yang Hongwu's target wasn't the 2 of them. It was Li Shanxiu, the heaven-merging sect's young master. Li Shanxiu stepped forward, wanting to escape from the forbidden area of Spiritual Mountain. Once he left the forbidden area of Spiritual Mountain, his cultivation would recover and he wouldn't be suppressed by the loss. At that time, he wouldn't have to worry anymore. With his cultivation of level 3 Great Emperor Realm, it was easy for him to deal with a first step Saint Realm martial artist. Even if his physical body was extremely strong, he could still kill him easily. Chapter 844. Killing 3 more people, however. Even though he was fast, he was still not as fast as Yang Hongwu. Even though Yang Hongwu did not use any magic power, his physical body was too strong, and his speed was also very fast. Whoosh! In a few breaths, Yang Hongwu appeared in front of Li Shanqiu. You want to escape? You're dreaming, Yang Hongwu said, looking at him. Do you really think I'm afraid of you? Li Shanqiu's eyes flashed coldly. Heaven melting slash. A battle saber appeared and was swung fiercely. The battle saber was not supported by magic power, but Li Shanqiu's strength was still very strong. The heaven melting slash was very mysterious. It was the strongest technique of the heaven melting slash. When used, it was very powerful. Otherwise, the heaven melting sect would not be one of the top sects in the 5 extreme holy grounds. Li Shanqiu is using the heaven melting slash. I wonder if he could defeat that young man. I think it'll be very difficult. That young man's physical body is too strong. He can even resist the heaven's punishment. Li Shanqiu will definitely die. It's good that he's dead. He's using his position to bully others. If I had enough strength, I would have killed him long ago, another person said. Your saber technique is not bad, but your strength is too weak. Yang Hongwu snorted. He flicked his finger and pointed at the battle saber. Instantly, the battle saber was sent flying. Bang! Li Shanqiu's body flew out in an instant. Damn it! Li Shanqiu spat out a mouthful of blood. Without the support of magic power, he was no match for Yang Hongwu. He had the aura of a great emperor, but it had no effect on that guy at all. Although this guy was only a first step saint, the aura of a great emperor had no effect on him. Am I going to die here? Li Shanqiu felt very aggrieved. He was a super genius of the heaven melting sect, but today he was going to be killed by a first step saint. No, definitely not. His heart was filled with unwillingness. Be on your way, Yang Hongwu said coldly. Wait, you can't kill me. If you kill me, you'll die all the same. You might have a powerful physique and could be considered invincible on Spirit Mountain, but once you leave, you'll die for sure. Li Shanqiu said, I'm the young master of the Rongtian sect. If you kill me, the Rongtian sect won't let you go. If you don't kill me, I can give you a lot of benefits. Power, beautiful women, resources, weapons, medicinal pills, etc. You can have whatever you want. I can give you all of my resources. Li Shanqiu begged for mercy. Yang Hongwu smiled and said, Weren't you very arrogant? Why are you actually begging for mercy now? As long as you don't kill me, anything can be discussed. Even if you want my Heaven Fusion Godly Sword, I can give it to you, said Li Shanqiu. Heaven Fusion Godly Sword, TSK, impressive. That's a high-grade Emperor weapon. However, I still don't care about it. A mere Heaven Fusion Godly Sword is nothing. Yang Hongwu sneered, Don't take me for a fool. You're dreaming if you want to tempt me with a mere high-grade Emperor weapon. What's more, once I let you go, once you leave this Spirit Mountain and recover your magic power, you'll definitely attack me. I'm not that stupid. No, I definitely won't. I can swear a heavenly blood oath, said Li Shanqiu. Shut up. I don't want anything. I just want to kill you. Yang Hongwu's eyes shot out a cold light, and he suddenly threw out a punch. 10-direction killing fist. This punch was condensed with killing intent. The power of killing instantly penetrated his heart and destroyed his soul. This is the 10-direction killing fist. He's the descendant of that god of slaughter. Seeing Yang Hongwu's fist technique, some people's faces changed greatly. A long time ago, there was a terrifying god of slaughter who had entered this place. That person's strength was terrifying. Countless people had died in his hands. Even late-stage Emperor Realm experts were killed by him. The entire 5 extreme space was turned upside down by him. Since then, the god of slaughter had become a taboo in the 5 extreme space, a taboo existence like the demonic dragon. Now that he had used the 10-direction killing fist, some people who knew the situation were shocked. Boom! Yang Hongwu had only killed one person when the eye of heavenly punishment appeared in the sky again. At this time, Li Shanqiu's two guards also rushed over. You killed the young master. You deserve to die. The Heaven Fusion sect will not let you go. Kill him to avenge the young master. No, second brother, you go. Go quickly and report this to the sect master. I'll hold him back. The other person said, You want to leave? Yang Hongwu would not let them go so easily. If he wanted to kill, he would kill all of them. You must be dreaming. As soon as he finished speaking, Yang Hongwu punched the two guards in the chest. That berserk power instantly pierced through the two men's chests. Die! Li Shanqiu and the other two were all killed by Yang Hongwu. At this time, the eye of heavenly punishment was even more terrifying. The power it gathered was several times stronger than before. It was as if it was angered by Yang Hongwu. Thank you, Master. At this time, the Queen of the Abyss quickly rushed over and saw Yang Hongwu kill the 3 people from the Heaven Fusion sect. We're all family. You should quickly retreat. Otherwise, you'll be affected by the heavenly punishment. That'll be troublesome. Yang Hongwu said, Yes, Master, you must be careful. The Abyssal Devil Empress was well aware that her body was too weak. Without the support of magic power, there was no way she could help Yang Hongwu resist this heavenly tribulation. If she entered this place, she would only distract Yang Hongwu and become a burden to him. Madman, this madman. The people present were much fewer than before. They were afraid that Yang Hongwu would attack them. Of course, most of them appeared outside of Spiritual Mountain. After all, outside of Spiritual Mountain, there were no restrictions and they could use their full strength. Among them, the most powerful ones were great Emperor Realm experts. Although Yang Hongwu's physical body was incomparably strong and could resist the heavenly punishment, that was only his physical body. Outside of Spiritual Mountain, everyone could use treasures and magic power. Even if they could not kill him, they should have no problem protecting themselves. This madman is too terrifying. He really killed Li Shanqiu of the Heaven Fusion sect. TSK, didn't you notice? That madman also cultivated some kind of fist technique. 10 Direction Killing Fist, the legendary killing God's fist technique. That's right. I think this madman is the successor of that killing god. There will be another bloody storm in the 5 extreme space. This has nothing to do with us, right? That's right. The people who died were from the 5 extreme holy lands. Those bastards are really despicable. If it weren't for my lack of strength, I would have killed my way in. The man's face was filled with killing intent. Chapter 845. Limit Boom. This time, his talent was much stronger and more terrifying than the previous time. The entire Spirit Mountain seemed to be suffocated by this terrifying pressure. Everyone felt oppressed. It's too scary. We have to leave this Spirit Mountain. So people walked out. All of them left the range of the Spirit Mountain. After all, the pressure of his heavenly punishment was too terrifying. Yang Hongwu took a deep breath. Looking at the terrifying lightning tribulation, he activated his immortal dragon body. His entire body was enveloped by the purple lightning. Crack! Before that bolt of lightning could be digested, another bolt of lightning struck down. This bolt of lightning was thicker, more terrifying, and more shocking. He's dead. I didn't think that it wouldn't be just one bolt of lightning this time. I'm afraid it's because he killed so many people consecutively that he completely enraged Skylaw. I think so. If he can't even die like this, then this kid is too abnormal. Come! Yang Hongwu faced the sky and roared, frantically refining the terrifying power of thunder and lightning. When a huge thunderbolt struck Yang Hongwu's body, it turned into small thunderbolts and entered his body, constantly strengthening his physical body and his physique. Every cell in his body was transforming and becoming stronger. Bolts of lightning struck down one after another. After 7 heavenly punishments, Yang Hongwu felt that his physical body had already reached its limit. If it came again, he was afraid that it would be troublesome. He won't be able to hold on much longer. He's dead. At this time, Yang Hongwu's clothes had turned into pieces of cloth, and his strong muscles were exposed. As the heavenly lightning continued to fall, scars began to appear on Yang Hongwu's body. Crack! Another bolt of heavenly thunder struck down. This one was even more frightening. It was dozens of times more powerful than the previous ones. It was even more terrifying than all the previous heavenly thunders combined. In an instant, Yang Hongwu fell to the ground. His skin split open and blood splattered everywhere. Master, seeing this scene, the Queen of the Abyss and Ziruyu were worried. Damn it, how could this be? Seeing that the Queen of the Abyss was about to rush in, Ziruyu hurriedly pulled her back and said, "Believe in Master. He'll be fine." At this time, Yang Hongwu slowly sat up. Refine. Breakthrough. At this time, Yang Hongwu erupted with a powerful aura. His cultivation breakthrough. Sage second step. Sage third step. This change, everyone present was stunned. Yang Hongwu broke through. He thought that Yang Hongwu was dead for sure, but he didn't expect that he would break through at this critical moment. Moreover, he broke through 2 small realms, from the first step saint stage to the third step saint stage. This meant that he was only 2 levels away from breaking through to the true saint stage. This kid, his willpower is astonishing. I wonder what kind of cultivation technique he is using to be able to devour the power of heavenly punishment to cultivate. But I'm afraid he's at his limit now. Yes, that's right. Although his cultivation has broken through, it consumed a lot of his mental strength. It's not something that can be recovered in a short time. The Eye of Heaven's punishment is still there. I'm afraid there's another Heaven's punishment. The Eye of Heaven's punishment is nurturing a terrifying power. This Heaven's punishment is probably more terrifying than the previous one. He can't resist it, because he's too arrogant. He's dead for sure this time. It's good that this freak is dead. Some people outside Spiritual Mountain were afraid, some were envious, and some felt pity. Such a monstrous genius was probably going to fall here. Almost everyone thought that Yang Hongwu was dead for sure this time. There was no way for him to survive. The only people who had hope for Yang Hongwu were the Queen of the Abyss and Ziruyu. They believed in Yang Hongwu. Since he dared to do this, he must have his own trump card. It was impossible for him to fall so easily. But even so, even though the 2 of them believed in Yang Hongwu, they were still very worried. After all, this was a Heaven's punishment. Every Heaven's punishment was extremely terrifying. Every Heaven's punishment was equivalent to a great Emperor Realm martial artist's full-strength attack. If the previous attack was equivalent to an early great Emperor Realm martial artist, then the last Heaven's punishment was equivalent to an invincible great Emperor Realm martial artist attack. Even though Yang Hongwu cultivated a cultivation technique that could devour the power of lightning, his body was very strong, and his resistance to lightning was very strong. But he still couldn't resist it. No matter what kind of body, cultivation technique, or defensive power, once it exceeded a certain limit, it would be useless no matter how strong the defense was. Right now, Yang Hongwu might have reached this limit. I've already reached the limit, but I still haven't broken through. If I continue to resist like this, I'm afraid I'll die here. Yang Hongwu's eyes flickered. It seems that I can only use that move. Yang Hongwu still had a trump card. This trump card was also the reason why Yang Hongwu dared to kill Li Shanxiu and the others from the Heaven Merging sect. If he did not have this trump card, Yang Hongwu would not have dared to kill people like this. After all, heavenly punishment was too powerful. Yang Hongwu could block it once or twice, but he did not have the confidence to block it 3 times. Of course, unless Yang Hongwu's body made a breakthrough at the critical moment and reached the level of a great Emperor Realm martial artist, then it would be possible. Yang Hongwu's body was still far from being able to contend against a great Emperor Realm martial artist with just his body, unless his immortal dragon body reached the 3rd stage. Yang Hongwu's immortal dragon body was only at the 2nd stage, the dragon transformation stage. If he reached the 3rd stage, the Dragon King stage, then he would have the strength to contend against a great Emperor Realm martial artist. Of course, if he reached an even higher stage, the immortal dragon body, then that would be the true limit of the immortal dragon body. What should we do? Master won't be able to resist this heaven's punishment. Ziruyu panicked. Let's go, Hellmaster. The Queen of the Abyss gritted her teeth and said to Ziruyu. Ziruyu nodded. Okay. The two rushed toward Spirit Mountain and Yang Hongwu. At this moment, Yang Hongwu felt their movements and hurriedly shouted, You don't have to come over. I can resist it. Don't worry, your bodies are too weak. Even if you come over, it won't help. But Master, the heaven's punishment lightning tribulation below is very powerful. You can't resist it at all. The Queen of the Abyss said. I can resist it. Yang Hongwu said, Quickly retreat. Otherwise, it will be too late when the heaven's punishment lightning tribulation falls. I don't want to lose you. Boom. The Queen of the Abyss and Ziruyu had just retreated when the huge heaven's punishment lightning tribulation fell. Chapter 846. True Devil Incarnation Ascension, Taishang Demon. Yang Hongwu roared and a heavenly demon appeared. It was the Taishang Demon. At this moment, the Taishang Demon had yet to refine the heavenly demon bridge. However, he had no choice but to come out at this crucial moment. If he didn't appear, his original body would be killed by the heavenly thunder. The Taishang Demon appeared with a bridge in his hand. This bridge was none other than the heavenly devil bridge. Yang Hongwu's plan was to refine the heaven-piercing devil bridge because the artifact spirit of the heaven-piercing devil bridge was hard to refine. If he wanted to truly control and refine the heavenly demon bridge, he would have to erase the will of the immemorial devil dragon. This was not an easy task. If the Taishang Demon were to suppress and refine it himself, no one knew how long it would take. Perhaps he would have to wait until Yang Hongwu's cultivation reached the Great Emperor realm before he could do it. That was not what Yang Hongwu wanted. It had been too long. Therefore, Yang Hongwu also thought of a way, which was to use the power of heavenly punishment to deal with the ancient demon dragon's will. This is a very good idea. Now that Yang Hongwu was at a critical moment, if he could use the heavenly demon bridge to resist the heavenly punishment, he could borrow the power of the heavenly punishment to completely erase the will of the ancient devil dragon. This was killing two birds with one stone. Boom! That terrifying lightning finally struck. However, the first to bear the brunt of it wasn't Yang Hongwu or the Taishang Demon, but the heavenly demon bridge. The huge lightning bolt struck the heavenly devil bridge, and the entire heavenly devil bridge was enveloped in it. What a terrifying power! Yang Hongwu was shocked. Under the terrifying power of the heavenly punishment, the heavenly devil bridge was almost unable to withstand it. Damn it, damned humans, damned beasts. The power of the heavenly punishment rushed into the heavenly demon bridge and hit the ancient devil dragon. The ancient devil dragon screamed in pain. The terrifying power continued to weaken his will. This made him incomparably furious. He hated Yang Hongwu to the bone. He wished he could cut him into 1,000 pieces, or even swallow him whole bit by bit. He kept cursing. However, it was meaningless. The power of heavenly punishment kept attacking his body and destroying his will. This person is too despicable. How did he provoke the power of heavenly punishment? He couldn't imagine how a mere sage could provoke the power of heavenly punishment. By heavenly punishment, of heavenly punishment, and heavenly punishment. If it was an ordinary attack, he wouldn't have cared at all. As long as he was within the heavenly devil bridge, ordinary attacks, even the attacks of late Great Emperor realm experts, wouldn't be able to break through his defense and destroy his will. As long as he waited for the right time, he would be able to obtain enough energy to be reborn again. However, he God's heavens. Demon, devil, Yang to the demon to be. God, demon's demon to him. Was demon to die. Be. He. His to be. Him to be. His. Him. To this point. To leave to his. Was to die. To A's. Be. After all, he didn't have any energy or spiritual energy to replenish himself. Therefore, he couldn't resist the heavenly punishment. Human, don't use the power of heavenly punishment to attack me. I agree to submit to you and recognize you as my master. Another dozen breaths passed. Half of the ancient demon dragon's demons will was consumed. He couldn't take it anymore and said to the Taishang demon, Great, The Taishang demon was overjoyed. Agreeing to recognize him as his master was the best thing that could happen. He forced out a drop of blood essence and merged it with the ancient demon dragon and the heavenly punishment demon bridge. A light flashed. The Taishang demon had completely refined the heavenly punishment demon bridge. The ancient demon dragon couldn't go against the Taishang demon's will. Moreover, if a powerful emperor weapon had a weapon spirit, its power would be much stronger. Without the weapon spirit, its power would be much weaker. If he could refine it without destroying the weapon spirit, it would be better if he didn't destroy the weapon spirit. After refining the heavenly punishment demon bridge, the Taishang demon's aura kept increasing. That was the Archean demon law. The boundless memories poured into the mind of the Taishang demon, causing his aura to rise continuously. Yang Hongwu's spiritual power and primordial spirit power were also increasing. In comparison, the original body and the evil corpse were originally one. When the evil corpse increased in strength, the original body would also gain great benefits. However, even if the evil corpse died, the original body wouldn't. Of course, once the evil corpse died, although the original body wouldn't die, it would have a great impact on the original body. The original body's primordial spirit would be damaged and its power would decrease. If it wanted to recover, it would take a long time. Moreover, once the three corpses were severed, it would be necessary to cultivate the three corpses proving path. If one of the three corpses was destroyed, it would need to sever another three corpses to break through. That was the disadvantage of the three corpses proving path. However, the current strength of the evil corpse Taishang demon was much, much stronger than the original body. Because he had refined the heavenly punishment demon bridge, the Taishang demon's power increased crazily. He reached the peak of the great sage realm in an instant and was still improving. In a few breaths, he reached the half-step great emperor realm and was still improving. Yang Hongwu was shocked. He didn't expect the heavenly punishment demon bridge to contain such terrifying energy. If it wasn't for the Taishang demon dragon's special situation that prevented him from devouring and refining the energy directly, it would be too difficult to seal and suppress the Taishang demon dragon. It could be said that fortune came from danger. This time, Yang Hongwu, or rather, the Taishang demon, had gained great benefits. Everything that the Taishang demon dragon had done benefited the Taishang demon. The Taishang demon dragon's heart was bleeding at this time. Not only did he fail to break through, but he also destroyed all his years of accumulation. Not only that, but what made him even more depressed was that he had no choice but to recognize the Taishang demon as his master and become his treasure. In the future, he could only help him in battle and couldn't go against his will. Unless the Taishang demon died, he would only be able to regain his freedom. However, he felt relieved after thinking about it. Maybe this was fate. This guy's power was terrifying. If he really grew up, it wouldn't take long for his power to reach the realm of the heavenly punishment demon emperor. He might even surpass the heavenly punishment demon emperor. His aptitude was extraordinary. He had such a cultivation at such a young age. He had a bright future. Maybe it wasn't a bad thing to follow him? Oh no. Suddenly, the Taishang demon felt a terrifying power. This power penetrated the void and passed down from the demon's realm. Original body, I'm going to ascend to the demon's realm, the Taishang demon said as he looked at Yang Hongwu. How could this be? Yang Hongwu was also stunned. At this time, the eye of heaven punishment had already dissipated. However, a void passage appeared in the void. Chapter 847. Entering the spiritual pagoda. Ascended. He actually ascended. It's the demon region. Seeing the Taishang demon, everyone was shocked. This wasn't realistic. Even a great emperor wouldn't ascend to the upper world if he didn't want to. But the Taishang demon wasn't even a great emperor at this time, but he was led to the demon region. Seeing the Taishang demon disappear, Yang Hongwu was depressed. There were pros and cons to the Taishang demon ascending to the demon region. The good thing was that he could continue to strengthen himself in the demon region, and even try to break through to the great emperor realm. The bad thing was that Yang Hongwu lost a huge fighting force. especially when dealing with the Zetion. He found a strong helper. This was the most depressing part. The Heavenly Demon Bridge. The Heavenly Demon Bridge was refined by someone. He got it. He ascended to the demon region. Rumor has it that a few days ago, experts from the Five Extreme Sanctuary and a few other sects went to snatch the Heavenly Demon Bridge, but they all died. I'm afraid they died in his hands. He's so strong. He's only a great saint, but he got the Heavenly Demon Bridge. What a pity. Now, the Heavenly Demon Bridge has been brought to the demon region. A few experts sighed. If he didn't ascend to the demon region, he still had a chance to snatch the Heavenly Demon Bridge. It was the supreme demonic weapon of the Heavenly Demon Emperor, and it was extremely powerful. Moreover, once he comprehended the mystery and understood the Heavenly Demon Bridge, he could even get the inheritance of the Heavenly Demon Emperor and get the opportunity to break through to the invincible Great Emperor realm. I wonder who that kid is and what's his relationship with that person. Why did he come out to help him withstand the heaven's punishment? They're all crazy. That kid has passed the heaven's punishment. At this time, there was no one in the spiritual mountain except for the Queen of the Abyss and Ziruyu who walked in. The two of them were shocked by what had just happened. Who was that person? What's his relationship with Yang Hongwu? Why did he help him? Yang Hongwu smiled as he knew what they were thinking. He said, "He's an evil corpse that I got out of my 3-corpse severing." Your evil corpse severing? Severing 3 corpses to prove the Tao? Isn't that Hongjun Emperor's secret technique? Ziruyu was shocked. You obtained Hongjun Emperor's inheritance? That was a powerful secret technique. An Emperor Lord wouldn't easily hand over such a secret technique unless he received an inheritance. When Yang Hongwu heard this, he was stunned. In the untainted 3 realms, the severing of 3 corpses mystic technique was not a secret technique. In fact, Hongjun had taught the severing of 3 corpses mystic technique when he preached in the Purple Cloud Palace in the untainted 3 realms. Thus, this secret technique could not be considered secret at all. However, it was unknown whether the secret technique of beheading the 3 corpses had been passed down in this plane. What's more, Yang Hongwu had inexplicably created the evil corpse. He had never truly cultivated the 3-corpse execution mystic technique. He had no idea what was going on when he created the evil corpse. I don't know how I did it either. Yang Hongwu said, "All right, let's go to the pagoda." That kid is going to the pagoda. Seeing that Yang Hongwu had finally left and was walking towards the pagoda, the others heaved a sigh of relief. If that kid had been there all along, no one would have dared to enter the spiritual mountain. As long as he entered the pagoda, the others could also enter the pagoda. After all, they had come here to challenge the pagoda. If they couldn't even enter the spiritual mountain, how could they challenge the pagoda? Enter directly? Who knew if that lunatic would kill again to attract the heavenly punishment and use the power of the heavenly punishment to cultivate? The facts had proven that the lunatic had indeed used the heavenly punishment to cultivate. Moreover, he had made great progress. Under the heavenly punishment, his cultivation had gone from the half-step saint realm to the 3rd-step saint realm. It seemed that his physical body had also made great progress. Among them, there were great emperors. Moreover, they were all geniuses. They believed that they were extremely talented and had great combat strength. However, after witnessing Yang Hongwu's power in the spiritual mountain and killing Li Shanxiu of the heaven-merging sect, they didn't dare to provoke him again. They didn't think that their strength was stronger than Li Shanxiu's. Therefore, they didn't dare to enter. Although it was a little frustrating, it was still better than losing their lives. At this moment, Yang Hongwu had already arrived in front of the pagoda. Looking at the tall pagoda door, there was a mysterious aura on it. Runes and restrictions were filled with the power of the heavenly way. Was this the heavenly way of this realm? Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes. As expected, this pagoda should be the origin of the entire 5 extreme space. Perhaps the core of the 5 extreme space was here. If that wasn't the case, there wouldn't be such a powerful power of law here, and the eye of heavenly punishment wouldn't have appeared here. If he could enter the pagoda, obtain the inheritance of the pagoda, and obtain the heart of the world of this realm, then he could truly refine this realm and become the master of this realm. At that time, it would be much easier to deal with Zetion. Of course, there was a prerequisite to this, and it was that the world core of this plane had no master. If this realm had a master, then it would be troublesome. With his current cultivation, he wasn't able to kill such a terrifying expert. Of course, all of this was just a thought. As for the actual situation, he would only know after entering the pagoda. Even if he couldn't obtain the pagoda in the heart of the world of this realm, he would still be able to obtain some treasures. As long as he increased his cultivation and reached the Great Saint realm, then he would be confident in dealing with Zetion. Well, you two can cultivate here. Yang Hongwu hesitated for a while and said, No, I want to go in with you. My cultivation is at the Great Emperor realm. I will be of help to you. I want to go in too. My cultivation has now recovered to the Great Saint realm. With the elixir you gave me, my cultivation has now reached the peak of the Great Saint realm. I can help you. Ziryu added. Moreover, I want to find opportunities inside and hope to break through to the Great Emperor realm. Looking at the determined eyes of the two women, Yang Hongwu nodded and didn't refuse. The three of them stepped into the pagoda. After entering the pagoda, Yang Hongwu found that his magic power was released. In the next moment, a powerful suction force came. Hold my hand, Yang Hongwu hurriedly said. Chapter 848. Battle Formation. What's so special about this pagoda? After a moment of dizziness, the three of them appeared on a vast plain. This should be a different space within the pagoda. God knows how many such spaces there were in the pagoda. I don't know. I've never entered the pagoda before. But there's one thing I'm sure of. It's very dangerous to enter the pagoda. Every time we enter the pagoda, there will be many who can't get out and die in there, said the Queen of the Abyss. Safety is not an issue. You have to be confident about that. Yang Hongwu said, With our strength, it's definitely not a problem to survive in the pagoda. If they didn't even have this bit of confidence, how could they enter the pagoda to challenge it? If they didn't even have faith in themselves, they would definitely die. Of course, being confident was one thing. One shouldn't be overconfident, or it would turn into arrogance. That wasn't a good thing. Tung, tung, tung. At this moment, the ground began to shake. It was as if there were thousands of soldiers and horses running from afar. Looking from afar, there was a trail of dust. What a terrifying aura. Yang Hongwu's face darkened. They had just entered the pagoda, and there was already an opening salvo. The pagoda's challenge wasn't that easy to complete. Yang Hongwu looked at the black mass in the distance. It was a herd of earth-stepping bulls. Although the earth-stepping bulls weren't strong and were only equivalent to the early stage of the Sage Realm, there were too many of them. Looking over, there were thousands of them. What do we do? Ziryu said, We have to avoid these beasts. Otherwise, we'll be trampled into meat paste. This large herd of earth-stepping bulls formed a terrifying aura. This huge aura condensed into a huge shadow. Damn it, these beasts can actually gather together to form a battle formation. Yang Hongwu's face darkened when he saw this scene. To be able to form a huge battle formation, this was definitely not something that ordinary beasts could do. It was either a race with extremely high intelligence or a powerful cultivator was controlling it. The barbarian stomping bulls were exotic beasts with low intelligence. Therefore, if no one was controlling them, it was absolutely impossible for them to form a battle formation. Since this large group of stomping bulls had formed a battle formation, there must be someone, or rather, a powerful cultivator controlling it. As soon as the three of them appeared, a large group of bulls appeared. They even formed a huge battle formation. This caused Yang Hongwu to be very surprised. Could it be that the other party had long since anticipated their arrival? Or perhaps this barbarian bull's battle formation wasn't set up to deal with the three of them. Mao, let's see who is dealing with us, Yang Hongwu said to Mao. All right, Mao activated her delusion breaker eyes to check the situation. As for Yang Hongwu and the other two, they soared into the air and continuously retreated, wanting to avoid the impact of the battle formation. However, Yang Hongwu knew that he could not hide for long. If such a huge battle formation could be so easily broken and avoided, it wouldn't be a battle formation. The reason why a battle formation was so powerful was because it had gathered the power of all the living beings within the battle formation. When all the power was gathered together, it formed an even more powerful and terrifying power. Of course, in order to command such a powerful battle formation, there was a strict requirement for the commander. If the commander's strength was insufficient, and if he did not have strong enough mental power, it would be impossible for him to control the battle formation. As for Yang Hongwu, although he had heard of battle formations, he had never cultivated one before. As such, he had no way of becoming the commander of a battle formation, nor did he have any way of breaking the battle formation's battle formation. The most violent method of breaking a battle formation was to find the commander of the battle formation and kill him. That way, the entire battle formation would naturally break by itself. That method was the most direct and also the simplest. However, it was also the most difficult method. After all, as the commander of the battle formation, he had to be very powerful. Furthermore, he would definitely be protected by a powerful force. Under normal circumstances, he would be in the center of the battle formation. As the commander of the battle formation, he would be protected by the entire battle formation. Therefore, to kill the commander of the battle formation, one must have enough strength to be able to kill his way into the center of the battle formation without being killed by the powerful force of the battle formation. If one could do that, one must be a person who could break the battle formation. One must have powerful strength to ignore the threat of the battle formation. Another way was to have a special secret method that could directly shuttle into the battle formation and instantly kill the commander of the battle formation. No matter which method it was, one must first find the commander of the battle formation. That was the first hurdle. Found it. It's that guy. Mao, or passed on the situation, she saw to Yang Hongwu. What a powerful mental power. Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes. This guy's strength was very terrifying. He was a little guy who looked like a shepherd boy. He had a shepherd flute in his hand. He controlled the shepherd flute of the stomping bull battle formation. One had to admit that this guy's mental power was stronger than Yang Hongwu's. His cultivation was only at the peak of the great sage realm. However, his mental power had probably reached the late stage of the great emperor realm. It was because his mental power was so strong that he could control such a huge battle formation. In the sky, a terrifying vision condensed and formed. It was a very tall monster with the head of a bull and the body of a human. This image reminded Yang Hongwu of the image of the Bull Demon King. This phantom was a living image of the Bull Demon King. However, the strength of this battle formation vision was probably far beyond that of the Bull Demon King. It definitely had the strength of the great emperor realm. What powerful strength! The strength of this battle formation vision is too terrifying. We are no match for it all. The Queen of the Abyss looked at Yang Hongwu and said, "It's at least in the late stage of the great emperor realm. It might even have the strength of an invincible great emperor realm. What should we do now? We can't fight it head on." Yang Hongwu shook his head and said, "Even if the three of them combined their strength, they still wouldn't be a match for this battle formation vision." Yang Hongwu wasn't stupid enough to fight it head on. It was simply an act of suicide. If we can't fight it head on, we can only think of a way to outsmart it. "Master, have you thought of a way?" Ziryu knew that Yang Hongwu was very smart. Not only was his cultivation talent very high, but his wisdom was also absolutely 1 in a million. "There's a terrifying aura behind us." At this moment, Sherbauer's voice came from Yang Hongwu's divine abode. Yang Hongwu hurriedly turned around to take a look. This was an unexpected disaster. There was a huge pack of wolves behind him, and they had also formed a terrifying battle formation. In the sky, a huge battle wolf had formed, and its aura was extremely terrifying. It turned out that there were people fighting, and they were using a battle formation to fight. Chapter 849. Entering the stately painting, there was a wolf in front of them and a tiger behind them. "What should we do?" "Yes, master. Didn't you have an idea just now?" Ziryu asked. "Stately painting, come out." Yang Hongwu waved his hand, and the stately painting appeared. Yang Hongwu immediately pulled Ziryu and the Queen of the Abyss into the stately painting and shrunk it. "What is this place?" The Queen of the Abyss couldn't help but ask when she realized that the situation in front of her had changed and that they had entered an unfamiliar place. This is the inside of the stately painting after the myriad beast totem and myriad demon totem fused, Yang Hongwu explained. The treasure after the myriad demon totem and myriad beast totem fused together? Ziryu was surprised. She knew about the myriad beast totem. It was an emperor weapon and a very powerful one at that. It could control thousands of beasts. As long as one was strong enough and cultivated the beast-taming technique, they could control thousands of beasts to fight. As for the myriad demon totem, she had also heard about it. The Queen of the Abyss was the clearest about it. The myriad demon totem was an emperor weapon of the sky, piercing demon emperor. Now that two powerful emperor weapons had fused together, it was definitely more terrifying and powerful. Yes, the stately painting after the fusion. Yang Hongwu said, "We are now in the stately painting. I've heard of the stately painting. Rumor has it that the stately painting is a supreme grade emperor weapon of great Emperor Nuwa." Ziryu said, "I didn't expect the stately painting to be divided into the myriad beast totem and myriad demon totem. How much do you know about great Emperor Nuwa?" Yang Hongwu thought for a while and asked. Great Emperor Nuwa was a first-class existence in the Chaos 3 realms. She was one of the 7 great saints and had proved her Tao through merit. Speaking of which, Great Emperor Nuwa was the ancestor of mankind. The legend of Great Emperor Nuwa creating humans had always been deeply rooted in people's hearts. Of course, no one knew if it was true or not. It was said that after Goddess Nviwa created humans, she obtained supreme merit, which allowed Goddess Nviwa to become a saint. As for the real situation, Yang Hongwu had no idea what was going on. "I'm not sure. Rumor has it that Great Emperor Nuwa, Great Emperor Pangu, Great Emperor Hongjun, and the others all came from the same place. They were extremely powerful. Later on, each of them broke through the limits of the 9 heavens and 10 earths and entered a higher level. As for the others, I don't know." Ziryu said, "Rumor has it that the heaven-piercing devil emperor came from the same place as Empress Nuwa," the Queen of the Abyss added. Sky-piercing, sky-piercing. A light flashed in Yang Hongwu's heart. Could this heaven-piercing devil emperor be the sect leader of Tong Tian? Otherwise, how could he have come from the Chaos 3 realms with Nuwa and the others? This guess was very likely. Perhaps this heaven-piercing devil emperor was the corpse of the Tongtian sect leader? This was very likely. One should know that the Tongtian sect leader was the strongest among the 3 pure ones. His god-slaying sword formation could only be broken by the 4 saints. If the heavenly lord of the origin and the 2 sages of the west had not joined forces with the Taishang Laojun in the Battle of God's Investiture, the Battle of God's Investiture would not have failed, and the Jie sect would not have been defeated. Of course, these were just legends. Whether they were true or not, no one knew. Apart from those who participated in these events, no one knew whether they were true or not. However, Yang Hongwu believed these things. After all, so many things had happened, such as Goddess Nviwa and Pangu. It was not impossible for these things to be true. Shaking his head, he threw these thoughts out of his mind. He was thinking too far ahead. What he needed to do now was to find treasures and elixirs that could improve his cultivation and combat strength in this pagoda. This mountain and river state painting was just a way to avoid the huge battle that they had just entered. Yang Hongwu now understood why it was so dangerous for some martialists to enter the pagoda to challenge it. He had encountered such a big scene as soon as he entered. It was a huge battle formation, and the 2 sides were facing each other. With such terrifying combat strength, even invincible Great Emperor would not be able to resist. Therefore, death was very normal in such a situation. The experts in the pagoda were beyond his expectations. Time passed little by little. The 3 of them cultivated in the mountain river map, and their cultivation improved a little. Of course, to Yang Hongwu, these improvements were simply insignificant. Yang Hongwu had not completely mastered the mountain river map, and he had not completely refined it. He could only control it a little. Within the stately painting, there was also a huge space, a plain. Yang Hongwu felt that there was a powerful existence in the mountain river map. It was probably a demon. The mountain river map was the treasure of goddess Nviwa. Who was goddess Nviwa? Although she was the holy mother of the human race, she had another identity, and that was the demon race. In fact, goddess Nviwa was the saint of the demon race. She was the holy mother of the human race, and this led to the war between the sorcerer race and the demon race. When the sorcerer race and the demon race were fighting, she did not stop the demon race from killing the human race. This caused goddess Nviwa's reputation in the human race to drop greatly, and her luck fell by a lot. In fact, Yang Hongwu didn't know about this at all. It was just that when he was on Earth, he had read many novels and had guesses in this regard. But no matter what, one thing was certain. There was definitely the existence of the demon race in a mountain river map. Goddess Nviwa had a few powerful treasures, and the mountain river map was only one of them. The other was the red embroidered ball, which was goddess Nviwa's natal treasure. It would not be lost unless goddess Nviwa died. The other treasures were the devil refining gourd and the devil summoning banner. Of course, there was another one. It was rumored that after Dongwang Tai died, goddess Nviwa obtained the Dongwang bell. This was not very likely. After all, there were not only one or two sages who coveted the Dongwang bell. Goddess Nviwa's strength was the weakest among the other sages. Therefore, it was not very likely that goddess Nviwa obtained the Dongwang bell. In the great war between the sorcerer race and the demon race, the two powerful races, the sorcerer race and the demon race, suffered great losses. This led to the rise of the human race, and they became the main characters of the untainted three realms. The sorcerer race suffered great losses, and later on, they preserved some of their foundation. What about the demon race? As a demon race sage, how could goddess Nviwa not preserve the foundation of the demon race? The most likely place to preserve the foundation of the demon race was in the mountain river map in the devil refining gourd. The devil refining gourd was nowhere to be found. Moreover, the devil refining gourd was not as powerful as the mountain river map. Therefore, the most likely possibility was that there was a base of the demon race in the mountain river map. There should be a plane in the mountain river map. In this plane, there were many powerful demon race. Chapter 850. Opening the warship, there's danger. What a powerful aura. Yang Hongwu's expression changed. He never thought that there would be such a terrifying existence in a mountain river map. Not only was there demonic aura, but there was also demonic aura. The devil Chi was most likely the heavenly devil emperor, or perhaps the heavenly devil bridge, had placed some powerful devil beasts into this space. What should we do now? At this time, the Queen of the Abyss and Ziruyu also felt the terrifying aura. It didn't mean that there was a terrifying expert, but that there were too many of them. Although the three of them were fighting alone, they weren't afraid of these beasts. However, there was no way to kill and defend against such a large number of beasts. This was the so-called many ants can bite an elephant to death. After all, a person's strength was limited. Once they ran out of spiritual energy, they would die. Let's go out now. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. His strength was still not enough. If he could truly master the mountain river map, he should be able to summon the ferocious beasts and demonic beasts in the map to battle. Go out, but there's danger outside. Do you have a way to deal with that earth-trampling bull and those damn wolves? Ziruyu asked. The battle should be over, right? Yang Hongwu thought for a moment and said, how about I send you guys into the immortal pagoda space, and I'll go out alone to take a look. No, we'll go together. I don't want to go into your immortal pagoda space. Ziruyu shook her head. Although she had accepted Yang Hongwu as her master, it would still be very awkward for her to see Gu Shaoxian and the others again. After all, she had betrayed Yang Hongwu and Gu Shaoxian back then. She had been the second senior sister of Heavenly Spirit Peak, the most trusted and most doted person of her master Tianyun apart from Gu Shaoxian and Little Miss Muddle. Tianyun had always nurtured her as the successor of Heavenly Spirit Peak. I won't go in either. The Queen of the Abyss also shook her head. All right then, let's go out and take a look at the situation. Yang Hongwu waved his hand, and a white light enveloped the three of them. In the next moment, the three of them exited the stately painting. At this time, the battle was still not over. Yang Hongwu and the other two appeared above the battle. As soon as it appeared, a powerful surge of energy gushed toward the three of them. Damn it, the battle isn't over yet. Yang Hongwu's expression changed slightly. Yin-yang rotation, water flame lotus, protect me. Yang Hongwu's immense power formed a gigantic lotus flower, enveloping the three of them within. Stately painting defend. Inside, a huge catalog appeared. This huge catalog blocked the powerful impact of the energy. Pooh! Even so, Yang Hongwu was still injured. How are you? Are you okay? Seeing Yang Hongwu vomit blood, the Queen of the Abyss and Ziryu were very worried. They hurriedly took out pills and were about to feed him. Yang Hongwu shook his head and said, I'm fine. Don't worry. Yang Hongwu looked into the distance, grabbed the two women, and used the void travel power to travel hundreds of feet in an instant. Originally, he wanted to teleport out of the range of this battle. However, he did not expect that because he was carrying the two women, his void travel power could not reach the intended distance at all. The burden was too great. His mental strength was not that strong yet, and his spiritual power did not consume that much either. It was only a distance of hundreds of feet, but it consumed most of his mental strength and spiritual power. It seems that it's impossible to teleport out of this battlefield. Yang Hongwu suddenly remembered that he seemed to have a specter warship. It was an Emperor-class specter warship. This was something that Princess Guyu gave him before he left. It had been in the storage space and had not been used yet. He hoped that this specter warship would not disappoint him. Yang Hongwu's mind moved, and a huge Emperor-class specter warship appeared. Yang Hongwu controlled the warship to open the hatch and teleported the three of them into the warship. This is a warship. It's a specter warship of the ancient Nether clan. How did you get it? Ziryu was surprised to see that Yang Hongwu actually had an Emperor-class specter warship of the ancient Nether clan. This thing was not something that ordinary people could get their hands on. Even in the ancient Nether clan, only the Imperial family and the Supreme Elders had it. It was said that the entire ancient Nether clan only had a few Emperor-class warships like this. Could it be that Yang Hongwu had snatched it from the ancient Nether clan? This seemed unlikely. It should be known that the ancient Nether clan's warship was not something that outsiders could snatch. This ancient Nether warship required the bloodline of the ancient Nether clan to be activated. Yang Hongwu was definitely not from the ancient Nether clan and did not have the bloodline of the ancient Nether clan. How could the ancient Nether warship recognize him as its master? How could he activate the ancient Nether warship? This was given to me by Princess Guyu of the ancient Nether clan. Yang Hongwu did not hide and said, if not for the current situation, I would have almost forgotten about this Emperor-class specter warship of the ancient Nether clan. Princess Guyu gave it to you? Ziryu's eyes widened when she heard this. She looked at Yang Hongwu in disbelief and said, how is that possible? This warship is very rare and precious. It's equivalent to a powerful Emperor weapon. How could she give it to you? Moreover, this warship requires the bloodline of the ancient Nether clan to activate. How did you control it? Yang Hongwu's face darkened. This was not easy to explain. He could not say that he had done that to Princess Guyu of the ancient Nether clan, so his body was contaminated with the aura of the ancient Nether clan. Naturally, he could activate the warship of the ancient Nether clan. Well, in short, it's a special method. Yang Hongwu said, okay, we're safe now. Things like warships were indeed very powerful when used in a group battle. The three of them were in the warship. The huge screen in front of the warship allowed them to see the entire battlefield. Who's that? An expert from the Celestial Beast sect. Yang Hongwu's face changed when he saw the person controlling the wolf pack. That person was wearing the symbol of the Supreme Elder of the Celestial Beast sect. That person was an expert from the Celestial Beast sect. The person controlling the Earth-stomping bulls did not have strong combat strength, but his mind power was very strong. Hey, is it an orc? Yang Hongwu noticed that although the person was wearing a hat, he had horns. He had never seen an orc before. However, this guy's battle formation was very powerful. Chapter 851. They were all clones. That's the alien race. The Queen of the Abyss's expression changed. No, it should be the alien demon race. Alien demon race? Yang Hongwu frowned. He had never heard of the alien demon race before. Yes, master. It should be the legendary alien demon race. It is said that the alien demon race came from other planes of the universe. The Queen of the Abyss said, Alien demon race? What are the characteristics of the alien demon race? Yang Hongwu asked. I don't know. The Queen of the Abyss shook her head. There are only records. It is said that the alien demon race appeared in the ancient times. Let's catch him and ask him. Yang Hongwu controlled the Wraith warship. Activate the ancient Nether Divine Cannon. The ancient Nether Divine Cannon is ready. A voice sounded. It was the weapon spirit of the Wraith warship. Ready. Fire. Yang Hongwu ordered. The ancient Nether Divine Cannon fired wildly. The Wraith warship was extremely powerful. Each attack was equivalent to the attack of an early-stage Great Emperor realm martial artist. Of course, although it was powerful, each attack consumed a lot of energy. Even Yang Hongwu could not withstand more than a few attacks. After all, Yang Hongwu had already obtained the Sorcerer Realm. Previously, he had also obtained the storage rings of Huang Sheng and the others, as well as all of their wealth. However, it was not much. It consumed too much energy to use the Wraith warship to launch such an attack. Ordinary people could not bear it all. Even though Yang Hongwu was very rich, he could not withstand such consumption. However, the power of the Wraith warship was obvious. It broke the battle formation of the wolf pack and the trampling bulls. The two people controlling the battle formation were also injured from the backlash of the battle formation. Surrender. Yang Hongwu flew down from the Wraith warship. A huge formation soared into the sky. It was the powerful Nine Dragons Sky Prison Formation. The Nine Dragons Heaven Imprisoning Array had sealed the entire space. It was a powerful array that could even seal the heaven-connecting demonic bridge. The two of them were injured, so how could they break it? Therefore, Yang Hongwu wasn't worried at all. Moreover, if they tried anything funny, then Yang Hongwu would control the ghost warship and blast them to pieces. Who are you? The two men knew that they were not Yang Hongwu's match. They had the wolves and barbarian bulls make way for them as they slowly walked out. You are the Supreme Elder of the Celestial Beast sect, right? Yang Hongwu looked at the Supreme Elder who was controlling the wolf pack and asked, That's right. Who are you? Since when did such a terrifying warship exist in the Five Extremities space? Wan Qihua, the Supreme Elder of the Celestial Beast sect, asked Yang Hongwu. In the Five Extreme space, there had never been a warship. Even if there was a warship, it must have come from the outer domain. I am indeed not someone from the Five Extreme spaces. As for who I am, you two should first tell me who you two are. Yang Hongwu looked at the two of them and said, I am Wan Qihua. Wan Qihua, the Supreme Elder of the Celestial Beast sect, said, I am Niu Chongxiao. The Horn Man said, Niu Chongxiao, what a domineering name. Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes and said, You are not from the human clan, are you? I am not from the human clan. I am from the noble heavenly bull divine clan. Niu Chongxiao said coldly, You have just killed so many of my barbarian bulls. If you don't give me an explanation, I will make sure you die without a burial place. What bullshit heavenly bull divine clan? Isn't it just a lowly alien demon clan? Wan Qihua snorted. Alien demon clan? Yang Hongwu's eyes flashed with a cold light and said, Is the alien demon clan the devil clan? Damn, old man, you are courting death. Niu Chongxiao was furious when he heard Wan Qihua's words. A devil saber appeared in his hand, and he slashed toward Wan Qihua. Yang Hongwu snorted and a cold light burst out from his eyes. You are courting death. How dare you challenge my dignity? Do you think my words are nonsense? Then he waved his hand, and the ghost warship in the sky suddenly launched a powerful attack. It heavily bombarded Niu Chongxiao's body and instantly sent him flying. However, what shocked Yang Hongwu was that Niu Chongxiao's body was really tough. It was not weaker than his immortal dragon body. This terrifying attack actually didn't kill him. It merely sent him flying. What a powerful body. Damned little bastard. If it wasn't for my cultivation being sealed, I would have torn you all to shreds long ago. Niu Chongxiao was furious, but he knew that his cultivation was sealed and he could not exert all of his strength. That was why he was so passive. How could he not be angry that he was injured by a warrior who was not even in the sage realm? His cultivation is sealed? Yang Hongwu was shocked. The strength of this alien demon was so terrifying. Even though his cultivation was sealed, he was still so powerful. If his cultivation wasn't sealed, how terrifying would his strength be? Even an invincible great emperor wouldn't be able to match him. The strength of that heavenly bull is indeed sealed. If I'm not wrong, it is just a doppelganger, Scherbauer said. A doppelganger? Yang Hongwu was even more shocked. Was this guy, like Zetian, a doppelganger of a powerful devil clan? If that was the case, it would be too terrifying. Was the Heavenly Bull clan really that powerful? Yang Hongwu took a deep breath. It was a pity that Niu Chongxiao's body contained a vast amount of devil qi and supreme law of devil Dao. If the Taishang demon was here, he would be able to devour the law of devil Dao and improve his strength. Cultivation-based seal? Oomph. You beast. You're just a lowly devil bull. What cultivation-based seal are you talking about? Wan Qihua sneered. Back then, your alien demon god was sealed by the 5 Extremes Emperor. Your Heavenly Bull clan is just a dog under the alien demon god. How dare you be so arrogant? Seeing that this Wan Qihua knew so much, Yang Hongwu was afraid that he was not simple. Moreover, Wan Qihua's strength seemed to be suppressed. His real cultivation should not be limited to this. This Wan Qihua is also a doppelganger, Scherbauer said. Wan Qihua's strength should also be terrifying. What? Yang Hongwu was stunned. Wan Qihua's strength was also terrifying? What the F***CK? Was an expert worth anything? Emperors were everywhere, and even invincible great emperors were everywhere. Yang Hongwu knew that in Scherbauer's eyes, terrifying meant that only invincible great emperors would be called that. Scherbauer would not say that if he did not have the strength of an invincible great emperor. These two guys were just doppelganger. If their original bodies were in the invincible great emperor realm, it would be terrifying. Chapter 852. Demon Ox 9 turned suppressing his shock. Yang Hongwu looked at the two of them. Niu Chongxiao was easy to deal with, but Wan Qihua was troublesome. Wan Qihua was the supreme elder of the celestial beast sect. Now that he had killed the sect master, there was still a supreme elder. He had a deep grudge against the celestial beast sect. Now that this old man was so powerful, wouldn't he have another powerful enemy? Moreover, this enemy was not just an ordinary one, an enemy of an invincible great emperor. This was really a headache. Scherbauer, is there any way to kill these two people, including their original body and doppelganger? Yang Hongwu asked Scherbauer. Scherbauer shook her head and said, "That's difficult, extremely difficult. If you had reached the great emperor realm, killing them wouldn't be a problem. However, you're only at the 3rd step sage realm now. The gap between you and them is too great. It's impossible for you to kill them." Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. It seemed that he could only take one step at a time. However, the original bodies of these two fellows were sealed in this pagoda. If he obtained the pagoda's inheritance and became the master of the pagoda and the master of the 5 extreme space, would he be able to get rid of the original bodies of these two fellows? No matter what, he had to obtain the pagoda's inheritance first. However, this mission was extremely difficult. Are you a disciple of the celestial beast sect? Wan Qihua looked at Yang Hongwu and asked. Yang Hongwu had a flash of inspiration. He could pretend to be a disciple of the celestial beast sect. At least he could trick this old man into helping him. "Senior, I'm not a disciple of the celestial beast sect, but I have some connections with them," Yang Hongwu said. He would not admit that he was a disciple of the celestial beast sect. This matter could easily be exposed. Therefore, he only admitted that he had connections with the celestial beast sect. If you're not a disciple of the celestial beast sect, why do I feel the aura of the 10,000 beast totem on you? Wan Qihua asked. Yang Hongwu was shocked. It seemed that this was indeed the case. After all, this old man was the supreme elder of the celestial beast sect. It was not surprising that he could feel the presence of the 10,000 beast totem. If Yang Hongwu knew that there was such a powerful expert of the celestial bee sect in the pagoda, he would have put the mountain river map in the pagoda. Or perhaps he should refine it and hide the stately painting completely. That way, the current situation wouldn't have happened. When Sect Master Wan went to collect the 10,000 demon totem, he used the 10,000 beast totem to join forces with me against the enemy, Yang Hongwu said. 10,000 devil catalog. You guys are really daring to even have thoughts about the 10,000 devil catalog. If I'm not wrong, the 10,000 devil catalog should be in the sky break mountain together with the sky bridge. The 10,000 devil catalog and the sky bridge are extremely terrifying. Back then, countless experts died in the Skybreak Mountain. You guys actually dared to go there and attempt to obtain the 10,000 Devil Catalog. Senior, you know about the 10,000 Beast Totem? Yang Hongwu asked. Of course. I tried to take the Heaven Demon Bridge and 10,000 Beast Totem. I almost died there. Wan Qihua said, Okay, this is not the place to talk. Let's take care of this demon bull first. You want to join forces to deal with me? Niu Chongxiao said coldly. Although you're strong, it's a dream to kill me. Senior, the strength of this demon is very terrifying. His physical body is too strong. Just now, I used the ancient Nether Divine Cannon to blast him, but I couldn't kill him. If I can't break his defense, there's no way to deal with him. I've fought with this old beast for so many years. I have some understanding of his weakness. Wan Qihua smiled. What method? Yang Hongwu asked. Even though this old bastard's physical body is strong, he has a weak point. As long as you attack that weak point, he will die without a doubt. Wan Qihua smiled faintly. His tone revealed great confidence. Weak point? Senior, you're saying that this demon's body refinement technique has a weak point? Yang Hongwu was surprised. Senior, tell me quickly so that I can kill him. Although it was just a clone, he probably had a lot of treasures on him. Moreover, if he could get his hands on this guy's battle formation technique, his strength would increase again. Battle formations. In a large-scale battle, battle formations were definitely a powerful existence. Moreover, as his strength continued to increase and expand in the future, if he wanted to control the entire ancient region, or even the 9 heavens and 10 earths, battle formations were essential. Although he was a formation master, he had never learned about battle formations. However, he just found out that battle formations were so powerful. The stronger the formation, the more terrifying the battle strength. If he could control tens of thousands of great saints to form a battle formation, how strong would his battle strength be? That would be too terrifying and heaven-defying. However, the battle formation technique seemed to have been lost in the ancient region. Even in the heavenly region, there was no powerful battle formation. However, these two people knew how to form battle formations, and they were so powerful. Yang Hongwu was really surprised. The weak point is under your armpit. Wan Qihua said. Yang Hongwu's eyes lit up. Although he didn't know if it was true, he could give it a try. At this time, Niu Chongxiao's face changed. How did you know my weak point? My 9 transformation demon ox body is extremely strong. The only weak point is that before the 6th transformation, there's a weak point under my armpit. How did you know? Ha, old beast, do you really think that I didn't study it? For so many years, I've been studying your cultivation technique. Finally, I found your weak point. If you didn't have the battle formation technique, I would have killed you long ago. Now, you can't control the battle formation, and you're suffering from the backlash of the formation. You can't use your magic power at all. This time, you're dead. Wan Qihua said loudly, Little brother, why don't you break this old beast's weak point and kill him? Okay. Yang Hongwu moved. His figure disappeared, and in the blink of an eye, he appeared in front of Niu Chongxiao. A battle sword appeared in his hand. This battle sword cut through the void and stabbed towards Niu Chongxiao's armpit. Niu Chongxiao snorted 9 transformation demon ox body open. At this time, Niu Chongxiao underwent a huge change. His whole body turned into a huge black ox. This huge ox was 10 feet tall, and his aura was terrifying. It was hard to resist. Chapter 853. Soul attack. Yang Hongwu's face changed. This guy's armpit was so strong, and his defense was so strong. Could it be that his Achilles heel was so strong as well? Haha, you want to break my Achilles heel? Dream on. I've already cultivated the 9 transformations of the demon bull, and it's already at the highest level. What Achilles heel? If you want to kill me, you're dreaming. Watch me kill you and send you to hell. Niu Chongxiao went crazy, and a terrifying aura surrounded him, turning him into a bull demon king. Damn it! Yang Hongwu's face changed. Senior, why don't you attack together? This bastard hid his strength. It's not easy to kill him. Even if you and I join hands, we might not be his match. Wan Chihua's face changed as well. He did not expect Niu Chongxiao to hide his strength. After fighting with him for so many years, he did not know how strong Niu Chongxiao was. Niu Chongxiao had been hiding his cultivation all this while. This time he lost his face. This made him seethe with anger. To a super powerful being, face was more important than anything else. Just like in the Great Desolation 3 realms, every saint wanted face. He had just told Yang Hongwu that Niu Chongxiao's Achilles heel was under his armpit, but it was a lie. He was slapped in the face the moment he said it. This made him lose all his face. Therefore, he exploded. A powerful aura burst out without any concealment. Niu Chongxiao, you old bastard. So what if you've hidden your cultivation? This old man will still kill you. Wan Chihua waved his hand, and a terrifying heavenly beast appeared in the void. This heavenly beast was one of his natal battle beasts. It was a world-defying heavenly wolf. It was one of the 10 strongest heavenly beasts. The world-defying heavenly wolf opened its mouth and roared. As if it had turned into a meteor, it rushed towards the gigantic bull demon king. Their long and sharp fangs were like 2 terrifying swords as they bit into the body of the giant bull demon. Kacha! With a crisp sound, the world-defying heavenly wolf bit into the bull demon's body. Ello! The ox demon roared and suddenly swung its huge body, instantly throwing the world-defying heavenly wolf out. Yang Hongwu also made his move. He waved the 9 Dragons combat saber in his hand. The saber light broke through the air and condensed into a huge golden dragon. The divine dragon slammed into Devilox's body, sending Devilox flying several hundred meters away. Unforgiving, Yang Hongwu continued to pursue and attack. The saber in his hand chopped down in a frenzy, leaving only saber shadows in the sky. It was shocking. What a powerful saber technique. What powerful strength. Even Niu Chongxiao could not help but feel shocked. Yang Hongwu's bladesmanship before him contained the power of laws and the power of destruction. He did not dare to underestimate it, and kept retreating, not daring to meet Yang Hongwu head-on. When Wan Chihua saw that he had fallen behind, and was even inferior to a junior, he felt even more sullen. Unwilling to be outdone, a bone staff appeared in his hand. With a wave of the bone staff, more heavenly beasts appeared. As the supreme elder of the Sky Beast sect, the secret skill that he cultivated was the most powerful secret skill in the sect. It was a powerful emperor technique, which was not something that ordinary people could withstand. If it was fully displayed, it would have the power to destroy the heavens and earth. Bang, bang, bang. The series of attacks almost caused the space to explode. Fortunately, this space had been sealed by Yang Hongwu with an array formation, which prevented it from being broken. Otherwise, the entire space would have been shattered and many black holes would have appeared. Ah, good, good. Niu Chongxiao roared. Although the series of attacks just now were powerful, they didn't really cause him any real damage. Yang Hongwu and Wan Chihua looked at each other. This guy's physical body was too terrifying. Yang Hongwu had to admit that this guy's physical body was much stronger than his own. His immortal dragon body had yet to be fully cultivated, so there was no way he could fight against it. It's impolite not to reciprocate. You guys take my move too. Chong Xiaonyo's huge demonic bull body flickered with black mist. The black mist continued to condense, forming a huge black bull vision. These black bulls had ferocious faces. The horns on their heads were extremely sharp, and there were strange runes on them. Moreover, there were demonic flames under their feet. These demonic flames seemed to have come from the 9 heavens. It was extremely terrifying. Anything that came into contact with it would be burned to ashes. Go! These demonic bulls rushed over crazily. The heavens and earth shook. Dozens of black bulls condensed a terrifying aura. This aura could destroy everything. Even the universe would be annihilated. Yang Hongwu and Wan Qihua could feel the destructive power within. This is his weakest moment. Senior, you block this move. I'll attack. Yang Hongwu knew that Wan Qihua was also a super expert. Since he had fought with this old bull for so many years without a clear winner, he must have a way to stop it. Therefore, he would let Wan Qihua defend while he attacked. Although Chong Xiaonyo's physical body was incomparably strong, and there was no way to break through his physical defense, his soul couldn't possibly be that powerful. All right, are you confident? Wan Qihua was slightly taken aback when he heard this. I have a way. However, I'll have to rely on Senior to block this terrifying attack. If he can't block it, then all our efforts will be in vain. At that time, you and I will be in trouble. Yang Hongwu said. Yang Hongwu didn't have much energy left to defend himself when he used the Spirit Refining Heart Sutra to attack his soul. Although his physical body was very strong, he didn't have enough confidence to block Chong Xiaonyo's powerful attack. Since you're so confident, then let me defend. It's just a mere attack. I can still block it. Wan Qihua said. After he finished speaking, a huge white halo appeared in Wan Qihua's hand. This white halo formed a powerful defensive wall, protecting Yang Hongwu and Wan Qihua within it. Boom! With a loud sound, Chong Xiaonyo's attack collided with the huge wall, creating a circle of ripples. At this time, Yang Hongwu also made his move. Soul Refining Heart Sutra, Soul Breaking All, go. Yin Yang Soul Locking Spell, go. Yang Hongwu used the Soul Refining Heart Sutra's offensive secret technique, and also the Yin Yang Soul Locking Spell. These two offensive secret techniques were very powerful. They specifically targeted the soul and divine soul. Yang Hongwu knew that Chong Xiaonyo's 9 turns of the Demon Bull's defense was amazing. However, that was the defense of his physical body. It made his physical body very strong and difficult to break. However, his soul and primordial spirit might not be so terrifying and powerful. If his primordial spirit and soul defense were so terrifying, he would have defied the heavens. How could he still be sealed here? Chapter 854. Exposed Bang. Niu Chongxiao, who was attacking with all his might, suddenly felt a sharp pain in his soul. His primordial spirit suffered a terrifying attack, causing him to tremble violently. The originally terrifying attack was instantly disintegrated. He let out a mournful cry. Yang Hongwu's attack had already damaged his primordial spirit and soul. He was just a clone. Although he was strong, he had already suffered a devastating blow from Yang Hongwu's attack. He could no longer maintain his powerful demonic bull body. His huge body shrunk in an instant. In a few breaths, he returned to his original bull-headed human form. Compared to before, he was like an ant. There was a huge difference, and his strength was greatly reduced. The originally terrifying aura disappeared in an instant. Soul Attack Secret Technique. You actually have a Soul Attack Secret Technique. My loss is not unjustified. Niu Chongxiao looked at Yang Hongwu and said, however, don't think that you've won just like that. My original body is about to escape. I won't let you go. Once my original body comes out, your Soul Attack Secret Technique will have no effect on me. After saying that, Niu Chongxiao's figure turned into a wisp of green smoke and disappeared into the void. Niu Chongxiao disappeared. At this moment, Wan Qihua suddenly attacked Yang Hongwu with his palm. Sneak attack. He actually sneak attacked. Yang Hongwu had already expected this. He activated his void escape technique and made Wan Qihua hit empty air. Senior, this isn't good. You actually sneak attacked. Yang Hongwu looked at him coldly. You should know that I still have the warship. You're not Niu Chongxiao. You don't have such a strong physical body. As long as I let the warship attack, you can be killed in a few attacks. Oof. You're not my celestial beast sect disciple, but you have my sect's 10,000 beast totem. You must be my celestial beast sect's enemy. If it wasn't for Niu Chongxiao, I would have already attacked you. Wan Chihua said coldly. Give me the 10,000 beast totem and we'll call it even. 10,000 beast totem. I don't have the 10,000 beast totem. Yang Hongwu said coldly. You still want to lie to me? Didn't you take out the 10,000 beast totem from the beginning? Wan Chihua said coldly. Hand over the 10,000 beast totem. That's not the 10,000 beast totem, but the mountain river map. Yang Hongwu sneered. Old man, you're shameless enough to covet my mountain river map. I know about the 10,000 beast totem, but it's only a middle-grade Emperor artifact. My mountain river map is a top-grade Emperor artifact. My celestial beast sect's 10,000 beast totem is a supreme-grade Emperor weapon to begin with. It's the sect guarding treasure of my celestial beast sect. If you don't hand it over, do you want to go against my celestial beast sect and fight to the death? Wan Chihua looked at Yang Hongwu with a trace of greed in his eyes. Ha! Old man, you're so shameless, Yang Hongwu sneered. Moreover, do you think I care about the celestial beast sect? Looks like it. You're determined to go against me. Wan Chihua said, don't think that you're invincible just because you defeated Niu Chongxiao with a sneak attack. You're just a mere venerable, and your strength is far from enough. Moreover, it won't be long before my true body comes out of seclusion. At that time, even your worship will be nothing but a pile of scrap metal in my eyes. Are you threatening me? Yang Hongwu sneered. I'm so scared. Ancient Nether Divine Cannon, kill him for me. Yang Hongwu gave the order to the Spectre worship. Originally, Yang Hongwu was prepared to obtain the secret battle formation from him, but this old man had always wanted his mountain river map and even threatened him. He was really courting death. Therefore, Yang Hongwu directly gave the order. He should be able to obtain the battle formation through other methods. This old man was really too hateful. Yang Hongwu had never been threatened like this before. Wan Chihua had angered him. How dare you? Wan Chihua's face changed drastically. He really couldn't resist the attack of the divine cannon. He wasn't Niu Chongxiao, and his physical defense was terrifying. He didn't care about such an attack at all. 3 such attacks would be enough to kill him. Seeing that Yang Hongwu had launched the attack, he flashed and grabbed at Yang Hongwu. As long as he caught Yang Hongwu, he definitely wouldn't attack. Yang Hongwu was only a third-step saint. Even if he was a genius, he definitely couldn't resist such an attack. However, Wan Chihua made the wrong decision. Yang Hongwu's mind moved, and the secret method of void travel was activated. He entered the warship in an instant. Boom! With a loud bang, the ancient Nether Divine Cannon burst out a dazzling light, and powerful energy bombarded Wan Chihua's body. Wan Chihua's body was instantly bombarded by this terrifying power. His body flew far away, and he was immediately injured. Yin-Yang Soul-Locking Spell. Yang Hongwu launched another soul attack. This time, a ball of Yin and Yang Qi condensed into a curse. This curse instantly rushed into Wan Chihua's soul. Boom! It made Wan Chihua feel like he was struck by lightning. He was already injured by the attack of the ancient Nether Divine Cannon, and his injuries worsened again. At this time, Yang Hongwu appeared again with the Queen of the Abyss. Dragon Trapping Array. With a light cry, an array formation appeared, trapping Wan Chihua inside. Yang Hongwu looked at Wan Chihua and smiled. He could use the soul-searching technique to seize his secret method of battle formation. Senior, as long as you give me something, I'll let you go. How about it? Yang Hongwu looked at the weak Wan Chihua and smiled. In your dreams. Wan Chihua said coldly, so what if you kill me? I'm just a clone. You killed my clone, and when my original body comes out, it'll be your death. Huh? Yang Hongwu laughed loudly. Senior, I know that your original body is very powerful, and this is just a doppelganger. However, if I kill your doppelganger, your original body will also be injured. I'm afraid that you won't be able to recover without a certain amount of time. Moreover, I can tell you a secret. The 5 extremities space is going to be in chaos soon. A terrifying devil has entered from the outer domain. That devil has terrifying strength, and his speed of improvement is extremely fast. Originally, his strength was the same as mine. However, he has already reached the late Great Emperor realm after entering the 5 extremities space for only a few months. If he continues to grow, the entire five extremities space will be destroyed by him. At that time, even if you are a great emperor, you will still die. Impossible. Wan Qihua shook his head loudly. This is the five extremities space. With the suppression of the five extremities emperor's power, it's impossible for such a powerful devil to appear. Once it touches the bottom line of the five extremities emperor, it will be sealed in the five extremities purgatory tower, unable to leave. Chapter 855. Flower of Origin. Yang Hongwu frowned. Seemed like the consciousness of the five extremes emperor was still present within the five extremes space. Or rather, the consciousness of the five extremes emperor was still in control within the spirit pagoda. Seemed like it wasn't too realistic for him to obtain the five extremes space and become its owner. Of course, it wasn't that he didn't have a chance. It was just that the chances were slim. Zetian was extremely strong. Furthermore, given Zetian's character, he would definitely cause a huge ruckus within the five extremes space. By then, both Zetian and the five extremes emperor would be severely injured. By then, Lin Fan would be able to reap the benefits and obtain the entire five extremes space. Things aren't as simple as you think. So what if he's the five extremes emperor? I know that he's strong, but this can't be his true body. Given his strength, he should have long left this world. Therefore, the five extremes emperor doesn't have the power to take down an invincible emperor right now. In fact, he might not even be able to take down a peak-level emperor. Yang Hongwu laughed coldly. Therefore, if you're unwilling to hand over the battle formation technique, I'll have to kill off this clone of yours. By then, your strength will take a huge hit. In the future, you might even end up as food for that demon. Wan Chihua's heart skipped a beat. Indeed, he did not wish for this clone of his to be killed. While it was true that his true body would be able to break free soon, it would still require some time. If this clone of his was killed, his true body would be injured, and it wouldn't be something that could be recovered in a short period of time. Furthermore, it would take him even longer to break out of the seal. That wasn't something he wanted to see. All right, I can hand over the battle formation technique to you. After hesitating for a long time, Wan Qihua agreed to Yang Hongwu's terms, but after I hand over the battle formation technique, you can't kill me. Of course, as long as you hand over the battle formation technique, I won't lay a hand on you. Yang Hongwu nodded his head. The battle formation technique was extremely important to Yang Hongwu. Once he learned the art of battle formations, his battle prowess would become even stronger. Moreover, with Yang Hongwu's attainments and formations and the strength of Yang Hongwu's spiritual power, once he had obtained the battle formation method, the power would be much, much stronger than that of Wan Qihua and Yo Chongxiao. Moreover, Yang Hongwu also had a powerful army. In the sorcerer world, there were powerful sorcerer tribes. In the dragon armor space, there were also countless armies. Of course, the army in dragon armor was much weaker than the army in the sorcerer world. If the army in Yama's invitation was included, then their might would be astonishing. However, they were still not strong enough. If he could raise the strength of these people and turn his army into an army of the great sage realm, then how terrifying and powerful would the battle formation he set up become? Perhaps he should think of a solution from the stately painting. That's what you want. After seeing Yang Hongwu agree, Wan Qihua threw out a jade slip. Yang Hongwu reached out and caught it. With a thought, he instantly grasped the information in the jade slip. It was indeed a battle formation method. However, there was only one method to set up a battle formation. This made Yang Hongwu frown, and he said, "Why is there only one battle formation? One is already very good. Do you think this kind of battle formation is cabbage?" This battle formation was obtained in an ancient relic when I broke through to the Great Emperor realm. The battle formation method has long been lost. In the five extreme space, only Niu Chongxiao and I have the battle formation method. Hearing Yang Hongwu's words, Wan Qihua rolled his eyes. It was already amazing to have one battle formation method that defied the natural order. How could he want a few battle formations? What a big joke. Moreover, I don't know how many years it will take to study this battle formation thoroughly and use it freely. Do you think the battle formation method is so simple? Thank you very much. Yang Hongwu smiled. All right, can I leave now? Wan Qihua asked. Kill him. Yang Hongwu turned to the Queen of the Abyss beside him and said, You want to kill me? You made a deal with me and promised not to kill me. If you dare to kill me, the heavenly Tao will not tolerate you and will send down heavenly punishment. Wan Chihua's face darkened, and he said loudly. He never thought that Yang Hongwu would break the oath and attack him. I won't kill you, but I didn't say that others won't kill you. Yang Hongwu did not even look at him and said indifferently, You are my enemy. You have murderous intent in your heart, so you must die. After saying that, the Queen of the Abyss attacked. With a punch, a powerful force instantly penetrated Wan Chihua's heart. A demonic flame flew out and destroyed his primordial spirit and soul. Let's go. Yang Hongwu snorted and said. The three of them continued to move forward. Who would have thought that there would be so many terrifying existences in the pagoda? Even late Emperor Realm experts and even peak Emperor Realm experts were sealed in here. Alien demon race, heavenly beast sex, Wan Qihua. These fellows had most likely been sealed here for countless years. Wan Qihua was probably the ancestor of Wan Lianshan and Wan Qingxiang. Of course, the only one that Yang Hongwu found troublesome was Five Extremes Emperor. Although Five Extremes Emperor was most likely not in Jiutian Shidi, his consciousness was the pagoda spirit of the pagoda or the boundary spirit of Five Extreme Space. Master, we killed Niu Chongxiao and Wan Chihua's doppelganger. These two are very powerful experts. If their true bodies come out, we will be in trouble. Ziryu said, It's fine. It won't be easy for their true bodies to break the seal. Moreover, even if they break the seal, they won't be able to recover their cultivation in a short time. Yang Hongwu shook his head and said, Look, what's that? At this moment, at the place where Wan Qihua and Niu Chongxiao were confronting each other, a seven-colored light appeared. Within the light, there was a powerful energy and spiritual qi. So this is what they want to fight for. Yang Hongwu's eyes lit up when he saw that thing. It contained a majestic spiritual qi, a trace of the power of law, and a trace of origin energy. No wonder Wan Qihua and Niu Chongxiao paid such a huge price to create Doppelganger to fight for it. Once they obtained it, their strength would increase greatly. They could even grasp a trace of the pagoda's law. That way, they would not be suppressed by the pagoda's law and could easily break the seal. What's that? Ziryu asked. Chapter 856. For minor realms increase. Only the blood of a world lord can give birth to an origin flower. This seven-colored flower contains the origin energy and law. It can only be found in an origin flower. The Queen of the Abyss said, I didn't expect that a seven-colored origin flower would appear here. It's really surprising. Master, your luck is too good. With this origin flower, your strength will increase tremendously. Once you refine the origin flower, your luck in the Five Extreme Space will increase greatly. You will receive the blessing and protection of this world will. So powerful? Yang Hongwu was shocked. The origin flower was so powerful. If that was the case, he had really picked up a big bargain. This thing was even more precious than an upper-grade Emperor weapon. Master, this thing is so precious. Hurry up and dig it out. Ziryu said. All right. Yang Hongwu's eyes lit up. It seemed that his luck was too amazing. Others might not be able to obtain any benefits after entering the pagoda. They might even face the danger of dying. However, he had obtained such great benefits as soon as he entered. It was simply heaven-defying. If others knew about it, they would probably be jealous to death. Yang Hongwu came to the seven-colored origin flower and carefully dug it out with his hands. This small flower contained a shocking amount of energy. It was truly shocking. Master, hurry up and refine this origin flower. The Queen of the Abyss said, Otherwise, the origin energy and the power of law will dissipate after a long time. All right. Yang Hongwu nodded and immediately began to devour and refine the energy of the origin flower. He began to operate his cultivation technique. The 9-transformation yin-yang harmony art was activated to the extreme. He was constantly refining and devouring the energy of the seven-colored origin flower. Traces of the origin energy were extracted into Yang Hongwu's body. The majestic energy was constantly converted into spiritual power and tempered his body. The power of law was also devoured and entered Yang Hongwu's primordial spirit. It was madly strengthening Yang Hongwu's primordial spirit. The cultivation technique operated for 1 cycle, 2 cycles. The power of the origin flower was refined bit by bit. Time passed quickly. Yang Hongwu only felt that his cultivation level was constantly rising, and his magic power was also constantly increasing. His primordial spirit was also madly improving. His mind power was constantly being tempered and became pure. The radiance of the 7-colored origin flower enveloped Yang Hongwu, and the surrounding spiritual energy was sucked in crazily, forming a huge vortex around Yang Hongwu. It was a huge spiritual energy vortex. Only a few dozen breaths had passed, and the surrounding spirit chi had become extremely terrifying, as if it had turned into a viscous liquid. The speed of spiritual chi absorption and refinement of spiritual chi was simply too shocking. Furthermore, what was even more shocking was that there seemed to be the power of law condensing around Yang Hongwu. This was the power of law of the origin source of the 5-extremity space. The Abyss Devil Empress and Ziruyu were both dumbfounded at the sight. However, Ziruyu and the Queen of the Abyss were pleasantly surprised. Their cultivation was also constantly improving. They could also absorb traces of the origin energy. Although it was only a trace of the origin energy and the primordial spirit, it was still greatly beneficial to them. The speed of absorbing spiritual chi to improve their cultivation was much faster here. Unknowingly, time passed. Yang Hongwu's body seemed to be wrapped in a huge cocoon. This huge cocoon was completely condensed from spiritual chi. Crack, crack. After an unknown period of time, the huge cocoon broke little by little. It turned into pure energy and merged into Yang Hongwu's body. Puff! There was a sound in Yang Hongwu's body. The spiritual power in Yang Hongwu's body increased crazily. At this moment, his cultivation broke through again. 4th step Sage Realm. 1st level Sage Realm. 2nd level Sage Realm. Yang Hongwu's cultivation continued to increase. In an instant, he rose from the 3rd step Sage Realm to the 2nd level Sage Realm. Moreover, his cultivation did not seem to stop increasing. Yang Hongwu's aura was still growing stronger. It seemed like it was going to continue to increase. At this moment, the Queen of the Abyss and Ziruyu both woke up. Although their strength did not increase as much as Yang Hongwu's, there was still a small improvement. Their strength had increased by a small realm. For them, the difficulty of advancing a minor realm at their level of cultivation was absolutely not a trivial matter. They needed sufficient time to accumulate, and they also needed an opportunity, a fortuitous encounter. If the time was not right, they might not be able to break through in their lifetime. However, the two of them had improved in a short period of time. Moreover, there seemed to be signs of a breakthrough. How could the two of them not be surprised and unhappy? However, they also knew that it was not a good thing for their cultivation to increase too quickly. Their foundation was not as strong as Yang Hongwu's. They could not be like him, who could continuously improve and break through without any effect. For a warrior, if the speed of his breakthrough was too fast and increased too much in a short period of time, his realm would not be able to keep up. His strength could not be controlled in a short period of time. Therefore, generally speaking, when one's cultivation reached a certain level, every time he broke through a small realm, he would need to spend a period of time to consolidate his cultivation and lay a solid foundation. That way, there would not be any side effects when his cultivation increased in the future. However, Yang Hongwu did not have such restrictions. This was what made people jealous. Of course, it was not a problem to increase his cultivation by a few small realms. However, if he suddenly increased his cultivation by a large realm, there would be some problems. However, Yang Hongwu's cultivation foundation was too strong. It was impossible to increase his cultivation by a large realm in a short period of time unless an invincible great emperor enlightened Yang Hongwu with all his cultivation. However, for Yang Hongwu, even if there was such an opportunity, Yang Hongwu would not do so. After all, it would be more detrimental to his future cultivation if he did so. If an invincible great emperor was willing to enlighten Yang Hongwu with all his cultivation and let his cultivation break through to the great saint realm, Yang Hongwu would not be willing to do so. Because in that way, Yang Hongwu's cultivation might stay in the great saint realm for the rest of his life. There would not be any progress. When Yang Hongwu's cultivation reached the third level of the saint realm, it finally stopped. He broke through 4 small realms in a short period of time. For Yang Hongwu, the speed of improvement was too amazing. Chapter 857. Undead Flower. After an unknown amount of time, Yang Hongwu finally refined the 7-colored origin flower. At this moment, Yang Hongwu's cultivation had stabilized at the peak of the 3rd level of the Saint Realm. He was only a step away from the 4th level of the Saint Realm. Congratulations, Master. Your cultivation has improved greatly. Congratulations, Master. The Queen of the Abyss and Ziruyu said in unison. Yes, your cultivation has also improved. This time, your harvest is not small. Yang Hongwu's lips curled into a smile. It was not easy to improve one's cultivation. If it was in the past, Yang Hongwu would not be in such a hurry to improve his cultivation. But now, he was facing a great enemy. If he was not strong enough, it would be very troublesome. Yang Hongwu had a premonition that in the ancient domain, other than Zetian, he had another powerful enemy. Yang Hongwu did not know who this enemy was. All along, Yang Hongwu's premonition had never been wrong. Presumably, it would not be wrong this time. Let's continue forward. Yang Hongwu saw that the spiritual energy here had become very thin all of a sudden. The originally lush vegetation, the place that was full of vitality, suddenly lost its vitality. It could be seen that the reason why the spiritual chi here was so dense was because of the 7-colored origin flower. Without the 7-colored origin flower, the original blessed land was destroyed. In fact, to Yang Hongwu, if he was not in a hurry to improve his cultivation, Yang Hongwu would not casually use a treasure like the 7-colored origin flower. On the contrary, it was the best choice to cultivate it in his inner world. How do we go now? Ziruyu looked at Yang Hongwu and asked, Do you have any suggestions? Yang Hongwu looked at the Queen of the Abyss and asked. She was a native of the 5 extreme space. She should know more about the 5 extreme space than him. She should know a lot about the Spirit Pagoda. Unfortunately, I should have caught someone to come in with me. Master, I have no idea either. The Queen of the Abyss shook her head. After all, I have never entered this pagoda before. Then let's go straight ahead, Yang Hongwu said after thinking for a while. The group continued forward. Along the way, they didn't encounter any exotic beasts or ferocious beasts. After walking for half a day, Yang Hongwu and the other 2 finally walked out of the plains. Master, there seems to be a fight over there, the Queen of the Abyss said. Yang Hongwu had already discovered that those people seemed to be from the Devil sect. Furthermore, his strength was extraordinary. Could it be that there's another treasure? Ziruyu said happily. Let's go there quickly. I feel that something is attracting me. Yang Hongwu nodded. Since Ziruyu had said so, there was probably something that was attracting her. Her opportunity had arrived. In this pagoda, many people would find their own opportunities. Some people, not long after entering the pagoda, received powerful inheritances, and their strength increased by leaps and bounds. Ziruyu originally had the ancient demon bloodline, but it was later devoured by him. Now, she was cultivating the Morning Soul Emperor's cultivation technique. If there was really something that attracted her, then it should be something that belonged to the Morning Soul Emperor. Back then, the Morning Soul Emperor had also entered the 5 extreme space to train. It wasn't impossible for him to leave something behind. When the 2 groups of people saw the arrival of Yang Hongwu and the other 2, they immediately stopped attacking. Who are you people? Leave quickly, one of them said. Su Liao, why don't we take care of these 3 people first and then decide the winner, the other person said. Ma Xiao, do you take me for a fool? Su Liao said coldly. You cultivate the soul-devouring demonic technique. Once you devour their souls, your cultivation will recover. At that time, I will be at a disadvantage. You don't want to cooperate? Ma Xiao turned his head and said to Yang Hongwu, "The three of you, why don't you join forces with me to kill them? Then, I'll give you half of the things here. How about that? Don't listen to him. Leave quickly." Ma Xiao is a disciple of the demonic sect. He has never been trustworthy. Su Liao's face darkened and said. Yang Hongwu looked at the two of them. These two guys were the leaders. Their strength wasn't weak. They were both level 1 great emperors. Moreover, they weren't too old. They should be considered as geniuses. As for the others, they were much weaker. The strongest one was only at the peak of the great sage realm. "The things here are mine. Get lost," Yang Hongwu said coldly. In this pagoda, there was no distinction between good and evil. The treasures would be obtained by the fated ones. Whoever was stronger and had bigger fists would obtain them. Su Liao seemed to be a righteous person. He cultivated the cultivation technique of the famous sect. But so what? Yang Hongwu didn't put anyone in the 5 extremes sacred grounds in his eyes. Those bastards in the 5 extremes sacred grounds were extremely shameless. They were all Yang Hongwu's enemies. When they were fighting for the heavenly demon bridge, each and every one of them was a hypocrite. It was very annoying. What arrogance! Ma Xiao's eyes narrowed when he heard this. Su Liao was also very angry. "Little brother, do you know who we are? Don't think that you can be so presumptuous just because you're a great emperor in a great sage realm. Kill them." Yang Hongwu was too lazy to be long-winded. He said to the Queen of the Abyss and Ziruyu, "Yes, master." The two of them instantly took action. Previously, when Yang Hongwu obtained the 7-colored origin flower, they also benefited a lot. In this pagoda, they could unleash 100% of their strength, or even more. As for the others, they would still be suppressed in this pagoda. At most, they could only unleash 90% of their strength. Among this group of people, there were 2 first-level great emperors. However, they couldn't unleash the full strength of a great emperor. The Queen of the Abyss was a 2nd-level great emperor. However, she could unleash the full strength of a 2nd-level great emperor. Therefore, when they fought, the Queen of the Abyss could suppress Su Liao and Ma Xiao. Mysterious dragons, 9 transformations, 7th transformation. Titan technique, activate. Immortal cloud strike. Yang Hongwu's eyes shot out a ray of light. Looking at the people who were attacking him, a cold light burst out from his eyes. His spiritual energy surged. A cloud appeared in the sky. That cloud instantly exploded with a terrifying light, bombarding the bodies of several people. Those who wanted to attack Yang Hongwu had their hearts pierced in an instant. Die! The Queen of the Abyss waved a long whip in her hand. The long whip covered the sky and enveloped Ma Xiao and Su Liao. It suppressed them so much that they couldn't even breathe. Chapter 858. Taking in a great emperor as cannon fodder, the two of them were being suppressed by the Queen of the Abyss. The few people that Ziruyu was dealing with also ended their battle quickly. All of a sudden, only Ma Xiao and Su Xiao were left of the 2 groups of over 10 people. After all, they were great emperors. Even if the Queen of the Abyss was stronger than them, she could not kill them in a short period of time. Not good. Seeing that their men were killed, Ma Xiao and Su Xiao's faces changed. They thought that Yang Hongwu and the other 2 were nothing, but they did not expect them to be so cruel. They knew that if they continued, they would die here. "Let's go." Ma Xiao and Su Xiao did not hesitate and turned to escape. But how could Yang Hongwu let them escape? Yang Hongwu had already set up a formation. In the 5 extremities space, especially in the pagoda, Yang Hongwu would never be careless. Hence, no matter what the situation was, Yang Hongwu would try his best to be foolproof. Hence, before they attacked, Yang Hongwu had already secretly set up a formation. "You want to escape? Impossible." Yang Hongwu sneered. The formation was already activated. A huge formation with terrifying bolts of lightning descending from the sky. Damn it, it's a formation. Ma Xiao and Su Xiao's faces changed. What they did not expect was that there was a powerful formation master among the 3 of them. What was more terrifying was that he had already set up such a terrifying formation without them noticing. Such an enemy was too terrifying. The two of them were just fighting for a spiritual flower. They did not expect to meet such a terrifying opponent. In the face of such a terrifying array and the presence of a second-level Great Emperor Realm expert, there was absolutely no chance of victory. We have already given up on the spiritual flower. Moreover, you have killed so many of our men. Are you going to kill us all? Su Xiao looked at Yang Hongwu and the other two and said, since I want it, you can't let it go either. Of course, you can choose to submit to me. Yang Hongwu said coldly, after all, I'm not very familiar with this pagoda. It's good that you lead the way. After all, the two of them were Emperor Realm experts. If he could subdue them, he could use them as scouts or cannon fodder. That would be great too. Don't go overboard. We are Emperor Realm experts after all. If you force us into a corner, we will fight to the death. Ma Xiao was furious. He was a great Emperor Realm expert, and he had his own dignity. He had always been the one bullying and threatening others. But this time, he was the one being threatened. How could he not be angry? Perish together? Yang Hongwu laughed out loud and said, do you think you're worthy? Don't think that you can negotiate with me just because you're Emperor Realm experts. Let me tell you, you're not qualified to fight to the death or perish together. We can self-destruct. You should know that I admit that I am no match for you. However, if the two of us self-destruct, the three of you, apart from her, who is an imperial emperor, will definitely die. Su Xian said coldly. This man was too arrogant. You can choose to self-destruct. Yang Hongwu suddenly used a void jump to appear before Su Xian. He said coldly, did you notice? I can jump through space at will. Once I leave this place, even if you self-destruct, you will not be a threat to me. You, Su Xiao and Ma Xiao were shocked. This man actually had a secret technique to travel through space. Could it be that he had mastered the space law? Only those who had mastered the space laws and the space divine ability would be able to do so. Each and every one of them was a super monstrous genius. It was said that those who had mastered the space law and this kind of heaven-defying divine ability had the potential to become an invincible great emperor as long as they didn't die. Which force had nurtured such a monstrous genius to be so terrifying? Moreover, his combat strength was so terrifying. He was only at the 3rd level of the Saint Realm, but he could kill a great Saint expert. His ability to challenge those of a higher level was too terrifying. These two women, one of them was at the peak of the Great Saint Realm, while the other was at the 2nd level of the Great Emperor Realm. They were both geniuses among geniuses. However, they listened to the man in front of them. These two women were probably his mates. The force behind this young man was too terrifying. Ma Xiao took a deep breath and thought of many things. In just a few breaths, he thought of many things. Perish together? That was suicide. He couldn't bear to die. He had gone through countless life and death situations to reach this level. As a cultivator of the devil path, so what if he had to submit to them? As long as he could stay alive, it was good enough. Moreover, this young man was a peerless genius with the potential to become an invincible great emperor. He had a powerful force behind him. Submitting to him and becoming his follower wasn't a big deal. I'll give you 10 breaths to consider. After 10 breaths, if you're not willing to submit to me, I'll kill you. Yang Hongwu's voice was bone-piercing like ice. It was extremely chilling. I'm willing to submit. At this moment, Ma Xiao said, You, Ma Xiao, you're willing to submit to him and be his slave? Su Xiao had never thought that Ma Xiao would submit. Ma Xiao was an arrogant person. Su Xiao had never thought that he would submit. After all, he was a super genius of the Heavenly Demon Palace. Good, very good. Yang Hongwu's lips curled into a smile. Of course, he knew that this guy wasn't easy to tame. This kid was a cultivator of the Demon Tao. Submitting now didn't mean that he would submit forever. If there was a chance, he would definitely turn hostile and deal with Yang Hongwu. However, was Yang Hongwu that kind of fool? So what if he turned hostile? Would Yang Hongwu give him the chance to do so? What's wrong with submitting to the young master? Ma Xiao sneered. The young master is a super genius. He's cultivated for less than 100 years and has already reached this level. More importantly, The young master has comprehended the void traversal technique and the law of space. He has the potential to be invincible. Once the young master becomes an invincible great emperor, he might even surpass them. He'll break the laws of the 9 heavens and 10 earths and become a supreme expert. What's wrong with submitting to the young master? At that time, I'll have the chance to become the ruler of a region and control a plane. Su Xiao, you're my enemy. I advise you to submit to the young master as well. Submit to the young master, and your future will be limitless. If you oppose the young master, only death awaits you. Chapter 859. Surrender or die. If you don't surrender, then go to hell. Yang Hongwu said coldly. A powerful and domineering psychic power rushed out and condensed into a terrifying curse. It instantly broke through Su Liao's sea of consciousness and crushed his primordial spirit and soul in an instant. Su Xiao didn't have time to react. He just held his head and let out a scream. Then he lost all signs of life. Seeing this scene, Ma Xiao was stunned. He rejoiced in his heart. If he didn't agree, he was afraid that he would end up the same way. He would die without a burial place. Young Master's remarkable ability is unparalleled. Ma Xiao came back to his senses and immediately shouted, "All right, stop flattering me. Hand over your soul imprint." Yang Hongwu said coldly, "For such a person, only by controlling his life and death in his hands could he be controlled. If he couldn't control his life and death, he would rebel at any time." Yes, young master. At this time, Ma Xiao didn't dare to have any other thoughts. He knew that if he dared to play tricks, he would definitely die without a burial place. Therefore, after Yang Hongwu spoke, he didn't hesitate. He gritted his teeth and separated his soul imprint. Yang Hongwu snorted. A mysterious seal was formed and a strange contract imprint was condensed. It was the imprint of an absolute slave contract. Yang Hongwu controlled his soul, and a contract entered the depths of his soul. In this way, Yang Hongwu completely controlled Ma Xiao's soul and controlled his life and death. Feeling the change in his soul, Ma Xiao was shocked. He smiled bitterly. He felt that his life and death was no longer in his control. He didn't expect Yang Hongwu's contract and the imprint of a slave to be so powerful and domineering. Yang Hongwu's mental cultivation was so terrifying. He originally thought that he had a chance to escape from Yang Hongwu's control. However, after being imprinted with the imprint of a slave, he realized that he had no way to escape from Yang Hongwu's control. Unless he died, he would never be able to escape from Yang Hongwu's control. "Dig up the flower of dead souls and bring it here," Yang Hongwu said to him. "Yes, master." Originally, he called Yang Hongwu young master, but after signing the slave contract and planting the slave mark, he called Yang Hongwu master. He would not hesitate to carry out Yang Hongwu's orders. Even if he wanted him to die, he would not resist. Soon, Ma Xiao dug out the flower of dead souls. The flower of dead souls was extremely strange. It was as if it had a magical power that could devour a person's soul, causing them to lose their soul and be devoured by it. In truth, the flower of dead souls contained a vast amount of the law of death. This kind of power of law was very special. Of course, although the flower of dead souls was helpful to Yang Hongwu, it wasn't much. On the contrary, it was extremely helpful to Ziruyu. Ziruyu's cultivation technique of the soul loss emperor required the power of the flower of dead souls. "Ziruyu, I'll give you 3 petals of the flower of dead souls. Cultivate well." Yang Hongwu took 3 petals of the flower of dead souls and gave them to Ziruyu. As for the other 3 petals, Yang Hongwu planned to give them to Hua Qinxue. Hua Qinxue had also cultivated the soulless emperor's cultivation technique. Moreover, the soulless emperor's inheritance that she had obtained was more complete. After all, Hua Qinxue could not possibly have given the soulless emperor's entire cultivation technique to Ziruyu. Hence, the cultivation technique that she had cultivated was only incomplete. If Ziruyu wanted to obtain the true inheritance of the Soul Loss Emperor, she would have to find the Soul Loss Emperor. Then, she would have to go to the Sky region to find him. Back then, The one who saved Hua Qinshue was only a clone of the Soul Lost Emperor. After saving Hua Qinshue, the Soul Lost Emperor's clone entered the sky region. Thank you, Master. After obtaining the Flower of Dead Souls, although it was only 3 petals, Ziruyu was already very satisfied. One should know that the Flower of Dead Souls was not only beneficial to her, but also to Hua Qinshue. One should know that the relationship between Hua Qinshue and Yang Hongwu was much better than her relationship with Yang Hongwu. Moreover, the fact that Yang Hongwu could give her half of the petals had exceeded her expectations. Originally, she thought that it would be good enough if she could obtain 1 petal. She didn't expect Yang Hongwu to give her 3 petals. With the 3 petals of the Flower of Dead Souls, her cultivation could directly break through the shackles and enter the great Emperor realm. Master, I have a presumptuous request. Ziruyu looked at Yang Hongwu and said, What's the matter? Yang Hongwu said, Don't be so restrained. I want to enter your sorcerer world to cultivate. Ziruyu said, All right, I'll send you in. Yang Hongwu nodded. Don't resist. I'll send you in now. Thank you, Master. Ziruyu was overjoyed. Cultivating in the sorcerer world would definitely allow her cultivation to advance by leaps and bounds. Breaking through to the great Emperor realm would not be too difficult. She was 90% sure that she could break through to the great Emperor realm. Yang Hongwu waved his hand, and a ray of light flashed. Ziruyu was sent into the sorcerer world. When Ma Xiao heard Yang Hongwu's words and saw the situation, he was extremely shocked. The sorcerer world. What was the sorcerer world? Of course, he had heard of it before. The sorcerer world was a plane created by the legendary 12 ancestors of the sorcerer tribe. It was extremely powerful. According to legend, it was created by the heart of the great Emperor Pangu. The heart of Pangu was the heart of the world. It was an extremely powerful plane. However, Yang Hongwu had the ability to send people into the sorcerer world. Therefore, it was certain that Yang Hongwu was the master of the sorcerer world. Even if he had not completely refined it, he had already obtained a recognition of the sorcerer world. As a disciple of the heavenly demon palace, he naturally understood the world very well. If a warrior wanted to become a true super expert and an invincible great emperor, he would need to open up his own world or have his own inner world. Only those who could open up their own inner world or have their own inner world were qualified to become an invincible great emperor. Yang Hongwu had the power of origin source law. That meant that he had the possibility of opening up his own inner world and had the potential to become an invincible great emperor. However, what surprised him even more was that Yang Hongwu had already had his own world. Although he might not have truly refined it, he had truly controlled the plane. As long as his cultivation was sufficient, he would be able to completely refine the sorcerer world when the time came and become the true master of the sorcerer world. At that time, his strength would become extremely terrifying. Once he became a great emperor, he would definitely be one of the best in the great emperor realm. He might even reach the level of an invincible great emperor. Now, he understood why Yang Hongwu's combat strength was so terrifying. It turned out that he had his own world. Chapter 860. Fire Essence Jade. How much do you know about the pagoda? Yang Hongwu looked at Ma Xiao and asked. Replying, Master, there are many opportunities within this pagoda. However, there are also many dangers. I've been in this pagoda for 3 years, and I've discovered many spiritual herbs. However, every single one of them is guarded by a powerful beast. Ma Xiao replied. However, I think that with master strength, it shouldn't be a problem for you to collect those spiritual herbs. Spiritual herbs? Yang Hongwu squinted his eyes. Yang Hongwu wasn't particularly interested in spiritual herbs now. After all, he didn't have much time. There's a spiritual herb 300 miles away from here. It's called the 9-origin fire dragon fruit. It's a sacred herb, but it's not easy to get it. There's a powerful fire dragon guarding it. That fire dragon strength is equivalent to a level 2 Great Emperor Realm expert. Only a level 3 Great Emperor Realm cultivator can defeat it and take the 9-origin fire dragon fruit. Ma Xiao said, 300 miles away? 9 Origin Fire Dragon Fruit. Yang Hongwu's eyes lit up. The 9 Origin Fire Dragon Fruit was a good thing. It would be of great help to his immortal dragon body. Moreover, that fire dragon could be subdued. A fire dragon that was equivalent to a great Emperor Realm expert could be used as a mount. Let's go. Take me there. Yang Hongwu said. Yes, master. Ma Xiao was overjoyed. He wanted to steal the 9 Origin Fire Dragon Fruit, but he didn't succeed. Instead, he was seriously injured by the fire dragon. Therefore, his hatred for the fire dragon was not small. Now that he had the chance to take care of the fire dragon, he naturally wouldn't let it go. What kind of person was Yang Hanwu? He had long seen that this fellow must have suffered a loss at the hands of the fire dragon. That was why he had sent Yang Hongwu to deal with the fire dragon. However, even if he knew, Yang Hongwu didn't care. In any case, the 9 Essence Fire Dragon Fruit would be of great help to Yang Hongwu. Perhaps, if he could obtain the 9 Essence Fire Dragon Fruit and refine a 9 Revolution Fire Dragon Pill, his cultivation could take another step forward and reach the 4th level of the Saint Realm. The three of them quickly arrived at the fire dragon's territory. Looking from afar, a huge fire dragon was entrenched on top of a small mountain. It was as if it was a huge, coiling dragon pillar standing there. Master, it's there. Ma Xiao pointed. Yes. Yang Hongwu was very surprised. Under the small mountain, there was probably an ore vein that contained a majestic fire attribute spirit chi. It was much denser than other places. Cat, look at what's at the bottom of the hill. Yang Hongwu said to Cat. Mao nodded and activated the delusion breaker to check the ground where the fire dragon was entrenched. Big brother, there's a vein of fire spirit origin stone under the fire dragon's body. Moreover, it even gave birth to a piece of fire essence jade. Mao was pleasantly surprised and said loudly, Fire essence jade. Hearing this, Yang Hongwu was surprised to the extreme. There was actually a fire essence jade? This was a very rare item. The fire essence jade was a top-grade fire spirit origin stone that had evolved into a fire spirit origin stone. It had already developed its own intelligence and could be used to refine Emperor weapons. Yes, there's indeed a piece of fire essence jade there. Sure Baoer's voice appeared in Yang Hongwu's mind. Moreover, this piece of fire essence jade is not small. If you seal the fire dragon's primordial spirit in it, you can create a high-grade Emperor weapon. Creating a high-grade Emperor weapon. This temptation was huge. Creating an Emperor weapon was not an easy task, let alone a high-grade Emperor weapon. However, Yang Hongwu was not a powerful blacksmith. Although he had some understanding of blacksmithing, he was still too far behind in terms of blacksmithing. It was simply impossible for him to refine a high-grade Emperor weapon. However, this did not prevent Yang Hongwu from refining the Fire Essence Jade, the Jiu Yuan Fire Dragon Fruit, and of course the Fire Dragon. Sure Baoer, do you have a way to help me refine a high-grade Emperor weapon of the Fire Attribute? Yang Hongwu asked. No. Sure Baoer shook his head. However, you can refine it yourself. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. How can I refine it myself? I might be able to refine an earth weapon or a heaven weapon, but it's impossible for me to refine an Emperor weapon, let alone a high-grade one. Yang Hongwu was a powerful talisman master and a powerful alchemist. He had even become a very powerful array master. However, he was still too far behind in terms of blacksmithing. He was far from qualified to refine an Emperor weapon. No, you can learn. You have a powerful flame, so you definitely meet the requirements in terms of fire control. A powerful alchemist may not have reached the pinnacle in terms of fire control, but it is still very powerful. Sure Baoer said, it's more than enough to refine an Emperor weapon. What you need to master now is the art of blacksmithing and the art of restriction inscription. Yang Hongwu shook his head. He did not have the time to learn these things. I don't have time to learn blacksmithing, Yang Hongwu said. I'm not asking you to learn and refine an Emperor weapon now, Sure Baoer said. I'm asking you to refine an Emperor weapon after you leave the 5 extreme space and deal with the Zetian issue. At that time, your strength should be able to reach the Great Saint Realm. You just need to learn and refine an Emperor weapon. It won't be too big of a problem. Master, That beast has discovered us. Ma Zhao's voice shifted Yang Hongwu's attention to the fire dragon in front of them. The huge fire dragon began to move slowly, its huge head facing Yang Hongwu and the others. If Ma Xiao was alone, the fire dragon would have launched an attack. However, it did not do so at this moment because of Yang Hongwu. He felt a terrifying pressure coming from Yang Hongwu's body. This pressure came from the depths of the dragon's bloodline. It came from the depths of the soul. It was the pressure of the bloodline. Not only that, but the strength of the Queen of the Abyss was also a great threat to it. The Queen of the Abyss was a second-level Great Emperor Realm expert. The fire dragon's combat strength was only equivalent to that of a second-level Great Emperor Realm expert. Moreover, there was also Ma Xiao. Yang Hongwu's bloodline suppression prevented it from exerting its full strength. Therefore, it was very afraid of Yang Hongwu and the others. It only released a powerful aura in an attempt to intimidate Yang Hongwu and the others and make them leave. For the fire dragon, it was now at a critical moment. If it could swallow this mature Jiu Yuan fire dragon fruit, then its cultivation would be greatly improved. At that time, its strength would be equivalent to a fourth-level Great Emperor Realm expert. Are you willing to submit to me? Yang Hongwu looked at the fire dragon and activated the Golden Dragon War body and the Immortal Dragon body. Majestic dragon power was released. The bloodline of the dragons? The bloodline of the Golden Dragon clan? The fire dragon's deep voice rang in everyone's ears. Chapter 861. Devouring Dragon. Pearl, no wonder this person could suppress his bloodline. It turned out that this person had the Golden Dragon bloodline. It wasn't surprising then. The Jiu Yuan fire dragon fruit was a very powerful spiritual fruit. It was especially helpful for dragons to increase their bloodline power. It seemed like this guy was here for the Jiu Yuan fire dragon fruit. However, even with the bloodline suppression and the Queen of the Abyss's suppression, he wasn't willing to give up so easily. After all, this fruit was very important to him. So what if you have the Golden Dragon's bloodline? No one could take away my things. No one. The fire dragon roared. It opened its huge mouth and spat out a dragon's breath towards Yang Hongwu and the other two. The dragon's breath turned into a fireball. Everywhere it went, it was burned by the terrifying heat. What a terrifying temperature. Yang Hongwu snorted. The pure yin energy of the 9 transformation yin-yang art burst out. Ice ceiling 10,000 miles. Yang Hongwu raised his right hand. The pure yin energy gathered on his right hand. In an instant, the surrounding temperature dropped and turned into ice and snow. A terrifyingly high temperature and an extremely cold energy collided, creating a huge impact. Boom! The fire dragon's body shook. Its huge body knocked down the small mountain and collapsed it. Yang Hongwu was also pushed back dozens of feet. What a powerful force! If it wasn't for Yang Hongwu's bloodline power suppressing the fire dragon and preventing it from unleashing its full power, Yang Hongwu would have been severely injured. Dragon Trapping Array, open! As Yang Hongwu's voice fell, a rainbow-colored light shot up to the sky. The array was activated. The Dragon Trapping Array. This array had a great suppressive effect on dragons. The fire dragon's strength was already suppressed by Yang Hongwu. Now, it was weakened by 30%. Damn it. This is the Dragon Trapping Array. My strength is weakened. The fire dragon could feel that its power had been weakened once again. Its heart sank to the extreme. This was not a good thing. With its power weakened, it would be in big trouble. Originally, he did not have the confidence to deal with Yang Hongwu and the others. Now, with the suppression of the formation, he had even less confidence to deal with them. Dragon flames burning the heavens. A terrifying light flashed in the fire dragon's eyes. He ignited the power of his origin and spat out a ball of flame from his mouth. It was his origin dragon flame. The dragon origin flame was much stronger than his previous dragon breath. Ordinary martial artists, even mid-Great Emperor Realm martial artists, would find it difficult to extinguish it. Once touched, one would be burned to death by the dragon fire. Unless the other party could kill him in an instant, there was no way to do so. You have flames, but I don't. Yang Hongwu snorted. Previously, he had obtained the Godfall Heavenly Fire. The godfall heavenly fire was much stronger than the dragon flame. Yang Hongwu raised his right hand. A ball of flame rose from his right hand. The ball of flame seemed to have its own divinity. It condensed into a powerful shadow that emitted a terrifying aura. Godfall heavenly fire go! Yang Hongwu's flame shot out from his finger. Its target was the ball of dragon flame. The two flames collided. The godfall heavenly fire turned into a deity. It grabbed the dragon flame and devoured it bit by bit. Impossible. This is impossible. How can my origin dragon flame be absorbed and devoured? The fire dragon shouted. The situation in front of him had shocked him. His most powerful origin flame had actually been devoured by other flames. How could he bear this? His mind collapsed in an instant. That was his greatest trump card. This time, Yang Hongwu had defeated his strongest move. The fire dragon no longer had the courage to resist. Congratulations, Master. The Queen of the Abyss and Ma Xiao knew that the fire dragon had no chance to resist. No, this beast is not that easy to deal with. A cold light flashed in Yang Hongwu's eyes. I want to kill it immediately. I can't let this beast resist. After devouring the fire dragon's origin flame, Yang Hongwu's godfall heavenly fire had improved a lot. It was originally a small ball. Now that it had devoured the fire dragon's origin flame, it had improved tremendously. The godfall heavenly fire entered Yang Hongwu's body. Even Yang Hongwu's pure yang flame began to improve. Master, what do you want to do? As soon as the Queen of the Abyss's voice faded, the fire dragon had already gone crazy. It opened its mouth and spat out a flaming dragon pearl. Damned human. Even if I die, I won't let you have it easy. Die with me. The fire dragon let out a crazy roar. Not good. Ma Xiao's expression changed. The Queen of the Abyss lashed out with her long whip. It turned into a demonic shadow and rolled towards the dragon pearl. Seal. Yang Hongwu raised his hands and formed a mysterious seal. This seal activated the dragon trapping array. It formed a huge seal word in the sky and pressed down on the fire dragon. Clear sky pagoda. Suppress it. Yang Hongwu was still not at ease. A huge immortal pagoda flew out. After the word seal fell, the huge immortal pagoda also fell. It suppressed the fire dragon below. Dragon soul, devour the heavens. Yang Hongwu's dragon soul let out a loud dragon roar. It rushed out from his spiritual abode and turned into a golden divine dragon. It opened its mouth and swallowed the fire dragon pearl. After swallowing the fire dragon pearl, the dragon soul turned into a golden light and returned to his body. At this moment, Yang Hongwu felt that his body was filled with a majestic energy. This energy felt like it was going to make him explode. 9 transformation yin-yang technique, refine. Immortal dragon body, refine. The boundless energy was crazily converted by Yang Hongwu, turning into his magic power and tempering his body. The fire dragon that was suppressed under the immortal pagoda lost its dragon pearl. Its aura was weak, and it couldn't move at all under the suppression of the clear sky pagoda. Luli. Yang Hongwu thought of Luli. Luli's strength had reached the limit. After so long, she still hadn't broken through. It was just right for him to use the fire dragon's soul power to help her advance further. Brother, why are you looking for me? Luli flew out from the spiritual abode. Devouring this guy's power will be of great help to you. Luli's cultivation had already reached the great sage realm. She was only a step away from the great emperor realm. If she devoured this fire dragon, she could break through the shackles. Of course, if she had the dragon pearl, the speed of her breakthrough would be faster. Chapter 862. Spirit Pagoda Mountain. After Luli swallowed the dragon corpse, he entered Yang Hongwu's divine palace and began to cultivate. After the fire dragon was dealt with, the remaining fire dragon spirit was trapped by Yang Hongwu. The fire dragon's spirit and fire essence jade were prepared by Yang Hongwu to forge weapons and equipment. If he could forge an emperor weapon, of course he would not let it go. Let's go. Now the Jiu Yuan dragon fruit is ours. There's also a vein of fire spirit stones below. Dig it out for me. Yang Hongwu said. Vein. The Queen of the Abyss and Ma Xiao were overjoyed. Unexpectedly, There was a vein of fire spiritual stone below. This was a good thing. In this pagoda, and even in the 5 extreme space, mineral veins were very rare. For a cultivator, spiritual stone was a necessity. After all, relying solely on absorbing and refining the spiritual chi between heaven and earth to cultivate was very slow. Therefore, under normal circumstances, one would use spiritual stone to cultivate. Moreover, the higher the grade of spiritual stone, the faster one's cultivation speed would be. Therefore, when the two heard that there was a vein below, they were so happy. Even if the spirit stones were a fire attribute and did not match their attributes, they were still very happy. Great! However, Ma Xiao felt a little depressed when he thought about it. Now that he had become a prisoner, it would not be his turn to dig out the spirit yuan stones. There was no other way. His life and death were controlled by someone else. Aggrieved, it was really too aggrieved. With a sigh, Ma Xiao immediately began to dig out the spirit stones. Soon, the 3 of them began to dig out the entire vein of spirit stones. There were a total of 300,000 spirit stones, and there was also a piece of fire essence jade. This kind of harvest was very big. However, among the 300,000 spirit stones, there were only 900 top-grade fire attribute spirit stones. Of course, the value of these 900 top-grade spirit stones was also very amazing. One must know that Yang Hongwu only needed a few top-grade spirit stones to arrange the dragon trapping array. It was a pity that they were all fire elemental. If they were all elemental, they would be much more valuable. Ma Xiao, you've been in this pagoda for quite some time, right? Do you know what is the strangest and most mysterious place in this pagoda? Yang Hongwu asked Ma Xiao. In order to gain the recognition of the pagoda, one had to find the core of the pagoda. The core of the pagoda was probably the most mysterious and dangerous place in the entire pagoda. The most mysterious and bizarre place. Ma Xiao nodded. I know where it is, but it's too dangerous. It's all guarded by powerful, ferocious beasts. With our strength, I'm afraid we'll die there before we even get in. Take me there. Yang Hongwu's eyes flashed. There was not much time left. He could not afford to wait. Therefore, he had to give it a try. If it was impossible, he would think of another way. Master, it's really too dangerous there. There are 2 mid-Great Emperor Realm ferocious beasts at the periphery. They're very powerful. Ma Xiao's eyes flashed with fear. This guy must have suffered a great loss there. Yang Hongwu's eyes flashed with a cold light. He said coldly, Are you doubting me? Do whatever I tell you to do. Don't be long-winded with me. Otherwise, I'll kill you. Yes, master. Seeing Yang Hongwu's terrifying killing intent, Ma Xiao did not dare to say anything else. He led the way in front. 3 days later, the 3 of them appeared at the bottom of a mountain. The mountain was tall and majestic, reaching into the clouds. One could see that the mountain was rich in spiritual energy. It could be said that it was the place with the richest spiritual energy in the entire pagoda. If one could cultivate in it, they would definitely improve by leaps and bounds. However, Ma Xiao's eyes flashed with fear. Master, this is the mountain. It's called the Divine Pagoda Mountain. It's also called the Death Pagoda Mountain. There's a layer of death mist at the foot of the mountain. The death mist is very scary. Those below the Great Emperor Realm will definitely die if they enter the death mist. If those of the Great Emperor Realm come into contact with the death mist, their cultivation and primordial spirit will be damaged. Ma Xiao explained. Those below the Great Emperor Realm will die immediately. Yang Hongwu was shocked. He did not expect the death mist to be so scary. At the top of the mountain, Yang Hongwu saw a huge pagoda. The pagoda was floating in the void. Looking at the towering pagoda, it was probably the core of the pagoda. If he could refine the pagoda, he would be able to refine the pagoda. Come, let's go in. Yang Hongwu said, No, master. It's too dangerous if we go in like this. Our strength will be weakened. I'm afraid we'll be eaten alive by the beasts the moment we enter. Ma Xiao hurriedly said, Oh, do you have any other way to avoid the beasts? Yang Hongwu looked at him and asked, I have the poison prevention pill and the aura concealment talisman. Ma Xiao reluctantly took out 3 pills and 3 talismans. The poison prevention pill and the aura concealment talisman were good stuff. He had specially prepared them so that he could enter the spiritual pagoda again in search of opportunities. Even though this spirit mountain was extremely mysterious and filled with danger, those who were able to come out of it had all obtained great benefits. One of them had obtained an emperor art from the Five Extremities monarch. Ma Xiao, you want to enter the spiritual pagoda mountain too? Are you prepared to die? At this moment, a piercing voice came from afar. Feng Yu, it's you? Ma Xiao's face sank. He hadn't expected Feng Yu to enter the spiritual pagoda as well and meet him here. Oh, you have a girl with you. Not bad. This girl is not bad. Feng Yu narrowed his eyes and sized up the queen of the abyss. His gaze was unbridled and annoying. Feng Yu, piss off? Otherwise, don't blame me for being impolite. Ma Xiao and Feng Yu were both disciples of the Empyrean Demon Palace. Their fathers were both elders of the Empyrean Demon Palace. Moreover, the two clans had always been at odds with each other. They could be said to be sworn enemies. Ma Xiao, you still dare to be arrogant? Let me tell you, your Ma clan is finished. Your father is dead. Your Ma clan has been annihilated. And your woman. TSK. She really made me feel good, Feng Yu said loudly. Impossible. You're lying. How can my father be dead? My father is a late emperor. Ma Xiao's father and Feng Yu's father were both supreme experts of the Empyrean Demon Palace. They were first-rate existences in the Five Extreme space. At that level of cultivation, it was simply impossible to kill them. Therefore, he did not believe Feng Yu's words at all. You think I'm lying to you? Feng Yu snorted coldly and took out an item. Look at what this is. Chapter 863. Dark Demon Phoenix, kill him. Yang Hongwu couldn't be bothered to deal with him. This guy was just here to pick a fight. Yes, master. The Queen of the Abyss made her move. In her eyes, Yang Hongwu's words were like an imperial edict. Since he had spoken, there was no need to hesitate. The long whip in her hand was like a venomous snake as she lashed it out. Bang! How dare you? You want to kill me? Feng Yu blocked the Queen of the Abyss's attack and retreated dozens of meters. His face was extremely gloomy. He didn't expect this brat to let that woman attack. The Queen of the Abyss had long wanted to kill this guy who dared to flirt with her. Wait, let me deal with him. At this moment, Ma Xiao said. His eyes were filled with murderous intent. The thing that Feng Yu had taken out and thrown on the ground was a jade pendant left behind by his mother. This jade pendant was extremely important to his father. Unless he was dead, this jade pendant would never leave his body. Now that this jade pendant had fallen into Feng Yu's hands, something must have happened. The grudge of killing one's father was irreconcilable. Let him deal with it himself. Yang Hanwu nodded when he saw the Queen of the Abyss looking at him. Kill everyone else for me. Thank you, master, Ma Xiao said respectfully to Yang Hanwu. You want to kill me? Haha, a guy who has become someone else's slave wants to kill me? Feng Yu was stunned when he heard Ma Xiao's words. Then he burst into laughter. Ma Xiao had always been his sworn enemy. His father and Feng Yu's father were both elders of the Empyrean Demon Palace. They were both extremely powerful and had an extremely high status. However, he didn't expect that Ma Xiao would become someone else's slave when he met him here. Therefore, his tone was filled with mockery. Why would he care about a guy who had become someone else's slave? Feng Yu, I will kill you today to avenge my father. At this moment, his eyes were flickering with red light. Demonic qi was churning around his body, and demonic flames were burning him. Ferocious beasts appeared around him. Die! Ma Xiao turned into a black shadow and rushed toward Feng Yu. Devil scorpion art. Feng Yu coldly snorted. His body seemed to have turned into a huge devil scorpion, and a huge phantom appeared above his head. Boom! The magic scorpion stinger suddenly shot out like a sharp arrow. When the two forces collided, a powerful force exploded out. The surrounding trees were all knocked down. However, the fog of death at the foot of the mountain did not move at all. It was as if there was some powerful force suppressing it. The eyes of Feng Yu's guards lit up as they rushed toward the Queen of the Abyss. Go! Capture that woman. The young master will definitely reward us greatly. However, these people were too weak. They were no match for the Queen of the Abyss. Her strength had already reached the 3rd level of the Great Emperor realm. The strength of these guards was only at the peak of the Great Sage realm. How could they be a match for her? They were all killed by the Abyssal Demon Empress, like chopping melons and vegetables one by one. In just a few dozen breaths of time, all of them were killed by the Abyssal Demon Empress. They couldn't even withstand a single blow. On the other side, Ma Xiao and Feng Yu's battle had also reached its most intense state. There was not much difference in strength between the two of them. Feng Yu's strength was slightly stronger, but Ma Xiao was attacking crazily without any regard for his life. He was fighting with his life on the line. Therefore, even if Feng Yu's strength was slightly stronger, the two of them were equally matched. Sky Demon Disintegration. The hatred in Ma Xiao's eyes grew stronger. His father was killed, and his beloved woman was also killed by Feng Yu. His hatred for Feng Yu had reached the extreme. He only had one thought in his mind, and that was to kill Feng Yu. Even if he died, he wanted to perish together with him. Crazy, you're crazy. The Sky Demon Disintegration was a special secret technique that almost everyone had cultivated. This secret technique could stimulate one's potential and improve one's cultivation in a short time by burning one's soul and life. Once it was used, it would cause great damage. Even if one didn't die, their cultivation would regress or even disappear completely. I'm crazy. I'm willing to do anything for revenge. Go to hell. After using the Sky Demon Disintegration, Ma Xiao's strength kept increasing. 2nd level, Great Emperor Realm. 3rd level, Great Emperor Realm. Finally, his aura stopped when he reached the peak of 3rd level Great Emperor Realm. Damn it, Feng Yu didn't want to die. Seeing Ma Xiao's madness, he gritted his teeth and took out something. It was the trump card that his father gave him to save his life. He only had one chance to use it. After using it, his cultivation would regress, and he wouldn't be able to break through again. However, it was the most crucial moment now. If he didn't use it, there was no other way. Demonic Scorpion Possession. He originally had the Demonic Scorpion Saint body, which made him a genius in the Empyrean Demon Palace. However, he still couldn't use the Demonic Scorpion Possession. It was the strongest move of the Demonic Scorpion arts, and it required a tremendous amount of energy. If he wanted to use it now, he would have to fuse with the Demonic Scorpion core and fuse it into his body, allowing his cultivation to increase in a short amount of time. Bang! Their bodies collided with each other. The terrifying power instantly sent Ma Xiao flying like a kite with a broken string. As for Feng Yu, he wasn't feeling any better either. Although he had used the Demonic Scorpion Possession to increase his cultivation in a short period of time, and the power he could erupt with was much stronger than Ma Xiao's, it still exceeded what his body could handle. Both of them were injured. This attack had severely injured Ma Xiao. In addition, he had overdrawn his life force. It was almost impossible for him to survive. Feng Yu wasn't any better. However, he was much better than Ma Xiao. Although he was severely injured, there was still hope for him to survive. It was just that he wouldn't be able to break through his cultivation in the future. Cough, cough. Ma Xiao, you want to kill me? You must be dreaming. Today, you will die as well. Feng Yu's eyes were filled with murderous intent. He condensed magic power in his right hand and threw a punch at Ma Xiao. Bang! Just as Ma Xiao was about to be killed, Ma Xiao suddenly exploded with powerful energy. He was like a phoenix that had been reborn from the flames. His body floated up, and Feng Yu's fist was sent flying. Ma Xiao had undergone a huge change. This is the Dark Demon Phoenix. The Queen of the Abyss was shocked when she saw this. She said, "This kid actually has the body of the Dark Demon Phoenix." How shocking. Chapter 864. Demonic Spirit. What a dark demonic phoenix. Yang Hongwu squinted his eyes. This guy's strength had increased. His strength had reached level 3 of the Great Emperor Realm. He had broken through 2 levels in an instant. This speed was really shocking. After reaching the Great Emperor Realm, each level required a lot of accumulation before it could be broken through. There were very few people like him who could break through 2 levels in an instant. The dark demonic phoenix battle physique was indeed worthy of the name of the phoenix. However, no matter how strong Yang Hongwu was, he couldn't escape from Yang Hongwu's hands. He was Yang Hongwu's slave. Yang Hongwu only needed a thought to kill him. Yang Hongwu hoped that he wouldn't do anything to harm Yang Hongwu. Otherwise, Yang Hongwu would regret it. Damn it! How is this possible? Seeing Ma Zhao's huge change, Yang Hongwu was anxious. Not only was he not dead, but his cultivation had also increased. Die! A ball of flame flew out and condensed into a huge dark phoenix. This dark phoenix seemed to have come from the underworld. The temperature was extremely high. A phoenix cry was heard. This dark demonic phoenix flew towards Feng Yu. Ma Xiao, spare me. Spare me. Your father is not dead. Your father is not dead. Do you think I'll believe you? Ma Xiao said, my father would never leave the jade pendant that my mother left behind. Since you have the jade pendant, how can my father still be alive? Do you think I'm a fool? Go to hell. As soon as his voice fell, the dark demonic phoenix swallowed Feng Yu. In a breath's time, Feng Yu disappeared into the void, leaving nothing behind. After killing Feng Yu, Ma Xiao knelt on the ground and muttered, Father, I've avenged you. All right, Ma Xiao, come with me. Yes, master. Ma Xiao stood up. You haven't avenged yourself yet. Master, what do you mean? Ma Xiao had just recovered a little. Hearing Yang Hongwu's words, he was a little depressed and asked, if I'm not mistaken, your father's death is related to Zetian. Zetian is the same as me. He came from the ancient domain. He's a terrifying devil, and his strength increases very quickly. Originally, he was weaker than me, but now, I'm afraid that he's already a late great emperor. However, although he's only a late great emperor, his battle prowess is comparable to a peak great emperor. Now that the Empyrean Demon Palace had fallen under Zetian's control, the powerful figures of the Empyrean Demon Palace who were unwilling to hand over their authority must have been slain and suppressed by Zetian. Zetian, that's right. He's the clone of a terrifying devil. This time, my mission is to deal with him. My current strength isn't enough. I need to improve, Yang Hongwu said. There's not much time left. We can't delay any longer. Yes, master. Terrifying hatred flickered in Ma Zhao's eyes. He knew that if it weren't for some other reason, his father would not have died so easily at the hands of Feng Yu's group. After all, his father was slightly stronger than Feng Yu's father. Furthermore, he possessed a middle-grade emperor artifact. Even if he was no match for Feng Yu's group, he would still be able to escape. Therefore, it was very likely that something had happened to his father because of the Zetian that Yang Hongwu had mentioned. The three of them entered the death mist together. As soon as they entered, Yang Hongwu discovered that the death mist contained a powerful poison. The poison was extremely shocking. If he hadn't taken an antidote, he would have probably died from bleeding from his 7 orifices. Illusion technique. After walking a few dozen meters, Yang Hongwu discovered something strange. The illusion technique didn't have any effect on Yang Hongwu. However, while it didn't affect Yang Hongwu, it was different for Ma Xiao and the Queen of the Abyss. The two of them immediately fell into the illusion technique. Their expressions kept changing. Their faces were ferocious and crazy. In particular, Ma Xiao became even crazier. A huge shadow of the dark demon phoenix appeared behind him and released a powerful force. Tut! Yang Hongwu shouted when he saw this. When the two heard this, they felt as if they were struck by lightning. It was precisely because of this that the two of them woke up from the illusion. What a terrifying illusion technique. After the Queen of the Abyss woke up, she was horrified. If it weren't for Yang Hongwu, she probably wouldn't have woken up. As for Ma Xiao, his state of mind was unstable. After all, he had just learned that his father and wife were killed. There was a huge flaw in his heart. Therefore, if it weren't for Yang Hongwu, he would probably have died in the illusion technique. Thank you, Master, the Queen of the Abyss said. Thank you, Master. Ma Xiao was glad. If it weren't for Yang Hongwu's help, he wouldn't even know how he died. These 2 elixirs are for you. Yang Hongwu took out 2 elixirs and handed them to the two, saying, these 2 elixirs are spirit awakening elixirs. This elixir can keep the mind clear and not be confused by external evil. The two of them didn't hesitate and swallowed the elixirs as soon as they received it. Immediately, They felt a refreshing feeling rush into their minds. The two of them knew that this wasn't an ordinary elixir. The Spirit Awakening elixir wasn't a special elixir, but it was really unexpected that it could have such an effect. Be careful. There are demonic earth lizards ahead. There's so many of them. Yang Hongwu found that there were a lot of demonic earth lizards. There were at least tens of thousands of them. What was even more surprising was that these demonic earth lizards had the blood of dragons in them. This was great news for Yang Hongwu. If he could subdue these demonic earth lizards, he could test out his battle formation. At that time, it would be a powerful, life-saving trump card. Protect me. I want to subdue these demonic earth lizards. Yang Hongwu said to Ma Xiao and the Queen of the Abyss, Master, you want to subdue these lizards to form a battle formation? The Queen of the Abyss heard and immediately guessed Yang Hongwu's idea. A battle formation was definitely very powerful. If he could subdue these lizards and form a battle formation, his battle strength would increase by several folds. Although these lizards weren't very strong, their demonic qi was very terrifying. Especially when the demonic qi was condensed, it was incomparably fierce. With Yang Hongwu's mental strength, he might be able to form a demonic spirit. Once the demonic spirit was formed, it would be immortal and could be comparable to a late great Emperor Realm expert. It would be very difficult to deal with. Yes, I can feel Wan Qihua and Niu Chongxiao's aura ahead. I have killed their clones. When we pass by there, they will definitely not let us go easily. Yang Hongwu said. Chapter 865. The Battle Formation No. Yang Hongwu shook his head. Breaking the seal wasn't an easy task. If he hadn't killed their avatars, they might have already broken the seal. However, their avatars were already killed by him. It wouldn't be easy for them to break the seal unless they were willing to sacrifice their lifespan. Only then would they be able to break the seal in such a short period of time. That's good. The Queen of the Abyss heaved a sigh of relief. They're just ahead. The three of them walked for about 300 feet before they saw a formation and two gigantic seals. The seals were slightly cracked. Wan Qihua and Niu Chongxiao were inside the seals. It's you. Seeing Yang Hongwu, their eyes were filled with hatred. Little bastard, how dare you come here? Why wouldn't I dare? Come out if you have the guts. Yang Hongwu sneered. Just two old bastards. Why would I be afraid of you when you're sealed here? Kid, you're courting death. Niu Chongxiao and Wan Qihua shouted in anger. Kid, hand over the origin flower and I'll spare your life. Wan Qihua said coldly. Haha, do you think I'm a fool? Also, I've already devoured the origin flower and it's become my power. Don't you realize that my cultivation has increased? Yang Hongwu said. Also, you should have a lot of treasures on you. Hand them over and submit to me. Maybe I'll let you out. Yang Hongwu's heart skipped a beat. If he could subdue these two old fellows and turn them into his slaves, he would have a huge boost in strength. I'm going to kill you. Niu Chongxiao's seal suddenly cracked open and a gigantic bull demon appeared. He actually used his lifespan to break the seal. Looking at the soaring aura, Yang Hongwu's expression changed slightly. Although this guy had lost his clone and his lifespan, his strength was still at the mid-emperor realm. His combat strength was terrifying. Master, you go first. I'll stop him, Ma Xiao said. Queen of the Abyss, escort Master away. Haha, just two third-level great emperors. Do you think you can stop me? Niu Chongxiao laughed wildly. Mad Bull tramples the sky. A huge ox hoof stomped down. It was as if the heaven and earth were about to be crushed by this terrifying ox hoof. The sky collapsed layer by layer. A cold light burst out from Yang Hongwu's eyes. Who would have thought that this old thing would really dare to make a move and end up wasting a large amount of his own lifespan? It seemed like he wanted to kill him. However, Yang Hongwu did not care. He could use this guy to test out the battle formation that he had just successfully cultivated. 10,000 mysterious battle formation. Open. Demonic battle dragon vision. Come out. Yang Hongwu activated the battle formation. From a mountain river map, tens of thousands of demonic lizards were summoned. Under Yang Hongwu's control, they formed a huge battle formation. Above the battle formation, a demonic battle dragon was formed. This demonic battle dragon had a ferocious face and a terrifying aura. Its roar shook the world. Battle formation, impossible. This is impossible. Seeing Yang Hongwu summoning the demonic battle formation, Wan Chihua's expression changed drastically. He could not believe it. This was too shocking. This kid did not know about battle formations and did not know how to set one up. He must have learned the method of setting one up from him. A battle formation. Without a few years of practice and familiarity, it was impossible to reach such a level. In just a few days, Yang Hongwu could already set up a battle formation. Moreover, he was so proficient in it. The demonic battle formation that he condensed was so terrifying. There were tens of thousands of demonic lizards. These demonic lizards were not strong. However, with tens of thousands of demonic lizards, the amount of mental strength required was shocking. Damn kid, you know how to set up a battle formation. That devil fiend battle dragon phantom let out a loud dragon roar and rushed out, shattering Chongxiao's attack in an instant. His huge body was sent flying by the impact. Chongxiao spat out a mouthful of blood. His face became even more ferocious as he breathed out heavily from his huge nostrils. He was furious. He did not have any beast to set up a battle formation here. At this moment, he was being suppressed. How could he not feel aggrieved? He was a late great emperor realm expert. Although his strength was damaged, and he could not fully display it, he could still display the combat strength of a mid-great emperor realm expert. However, he was being suppressed by a mere sage realm expert. It was simply humiliating. Moreover, one of his doppelgangers was killed by him. If he did not kill this little bastard, he would lose face. Demonic Bull 9 turns. First turn, landslide, and earthrend. A huge demonic bull slammed into Chongxiao. Instantly, its strength soared to the sky, causing the mountains to crumble and the earth to rend. Demonic battle dragon, void rend. The battle dragon vision waved its huge dragon claw. The terrifying strength instantly tore the space apart. The two monstrous forces clashed together, shaking the heavens and the earth. Chongxiao was sent flying by the impact. Immortal Cloud Strike. Yang Hongwu gathered his spiritual energy, and an immortal cloud formed in the sky. It pierced through the space and instantly struck Chongxiao's body. In the next moment, Yang Hongwu activated the mind-refining Heart Sutra and cast the Yin-Yang Soul Lock curse. It formed a mysterious curse. It was like a poisonous snake that rushed into Chongxiao's consciousness. Even though Chongxiao had some defense, he was still hit by the Yin-Yang Soul Lock curse. As his soul was attacked, the immense pain made him unable to resist. Hence, his huge body was heavily smashed into the ground. Clear Sky Pagoda, suppress him. Yang Hongwu waved his right hand again, and a huge pagoda fell from the sky. Boom! With a loud sound, the Clear Sky Pagoda pressed Chongxiao to the ground. Yang Hongwu was about to follow up with another attack when he realized that Wan Chihua had also broken through the seal. Clear Sky Demon Suppression Seal. Battle wolves appeared one after another. Under Wan Chihua's control, they formed a battle formation. This battle formation looked much weaker than the one that Wan Chihua had set up previously. However, its combat power was just as terrifying. A huge battle wolf vision condensed in the void. A wolf howl soared into the sky. Then, the huge wolf opened its huge mouth. Its sharp fangs were like sharp blades as it bit towards Yang Hongwu. Master, be careful. The Queen of the Abyss and Ma Xiao acted at the same time. The Queen of the Abyss lashed a long whip towards Wan Chihua. The powerful force instantly created a huge pit in the ground. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.